We weren't on the right screen there. Hello!
Hello!
Hates this. This is happening
Party
for real
people
this
with
time,
a
I
place
swear.
to be.
Wait, what did you say? What did you say?
This is what you all have been waiting to see.
I have no idea what happens next. I have no idea. I have no idea. What could possibly follow that up? Oh god, I need to put that on YouTube. I'm sorry, YouTube. I'm sorry it took so long. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It took way too long.
What do you mean you took way too long? Too long for what?
For getting the VOD up. It's been a whole week. I said I would do them like the day after.
Yes, but it's not like it's like, oh, you took too long. Now everyone has left. Like, you are taking way too long.
Yeah. It's because the audio levels are messed up and I need to fix them. Which, let me just see how they are here. Because I hate doing that. I hate doing editing afterwards. It's always annoying.
Yeah, that kills it.
Okay, it's I'm still too quiet, right? Am I too quiet?
Let me take a listen real fast. Yo, God, yes, you are way too quiet. Jesus Christ.
Okay, so gain knob up. Got it. How's this? Is this better?
That might be better. Let's test.
The problem is my range of loudness is too big, if that makes sense.
Well, maybe you want, like, compressor on at, like, 0.5.
No, the compression ruins me.
No,
the compression
not if it's
makes
low
everything
enough.
sound bad. Really?
Yeah.
Just because they go from, like, this to, like, really loud. And I don't want to ruin my voice again, so I'm going to avoid going really loud.
Yeah, like, you know that the compressor makes loud noises quieter, right?
So I should turn on compression, is what you're saying.
Just a little bit, but yes.
Remember back when our streams used to sound like that?
Oh god. No, stop that.
Oh, did it? God, did it do too high?
Are we just going for full nostalgia mode?
No, you used to sound like that too.
We remember it, so you don't have to.
Okay, how's this though, genuinely? I turned it on just a little bit. It's at 0.5.
It sounds fine.
The problem is I want like a copy of the audio that is untouched by anything. I guess I could do it in OBS then.
Yeah. Well, I guess, but then that does that alters the way that
well, I have the raw audio recording as well, so
then
there's so many settings. What does any of this do? Let's not get
just leave it for your tech girl, okay?
Okay.
You can do it later.
We'll do it later. Worst case, this one has to get edited too, but I'm being crazy with the quality here because, like, if you look back at some of them, Fate Stay Night VODs, I don't know how anyone even listened to them. Same with HAs. Some of the, like, mixing was really bad. I think in last piece you could barely hear the music, if I remember correctly. That hurts.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Also, I've been drawing something. I've been drawing the scene that made me cry the most in this fan so far.
And describe that scene.
Just the scene where Aoko cast the calming spell on Sojiro. was so sweet. It was so
sweet. Yeah.
I cried so hard. I can still cry if I just think about it.
Just thinking about that that hand over your forehead.
They've been doing it to me when I get anxious.
Yeah.
I love you.
I love you.
I love you so much. Huh?
Perfectly synced.
What? What's perfectly
We both said I love you at the same time on my end.
There's a little delay, I think. I love you so much. Do I want to show what I have so far? It's terrible.
I guess you might as well.
Looks
Give
really
people
bad.
just a little bit of extra time to filter in.
It looks really bad. It looks really, really bad. I haven't started on Sono-G yet. I just have Alco. The perspective is really hard on that shot. It's so much harder than it looks. Let me just.
Well, yeah, because most of the vanishing points are off screen.
What's a vanishing point? I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No. Oh,
I'm kidding.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Are you sure there wasn't a part of you that doesn't know and was genuinely asking?
No, it's just like the geology lesson.
It's the fairy brain.
Copy link.
Cute little fairy brain.
Does that look good enough to share?
Yes. Let me actually look at it now. Yeah.
Here's what I got so far. I still need to do some work on the face, but I cried while drawing those too many times.
Yeah.
It made it hard to see the lines.
Beauty.
It really cuts off in a convenient place on the original image. It's like this. Which is really good for, because this I'm struggling with this part here a lot. The hand. I'm pretty happy with that, though. I'm pretty happy with it. All things considered.
Knowing what not to draw is an equally valuable skill.
What? What did you say?
Knowing what not to draw is an equally valuable skill.
What not to draw? I'm confused. What are you saying?
In terms of getting your project done, like, what to omit from what's on screen to make it easy enough to draw in a timely manner so that you can get the rest of your art done too. Just like as an actual project, like having the ability to like cut off at logistics points and go, okay, can't deal with this, can't deal with that. We are moving on to the next thing.
Oh, it's totally fair. Also, let me get the Switch up and running. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Also, we have instituted a new sleep schedule, like rules and stuff, so that we're gonna be good for things in the future.
No phones in bed. And because we're both doing it, we can actually stick to it.
I love you.
I love you.
Let's see if this works. Okay, it's working. Cool. I've been checking out sound mode, and I didn't realize this, but Kate and James actually did a lot of the soundtrack for this too. The Stay Night people, and that's really cool. I like their songs a lot.
Even if the redone soundtrack is trash.
Yeah, the Stay Night one. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Like, it has like 2 good songs in it. I'll give it that, you know, but the majority of it, it's just like they just pile way too much extra on there. Like, look at all these better VSTs we've got. And it's like, I don't want to hear those.
Like, some of those songs are just they're not even the same song. And that's kind of crazy to me. Oh, which one was that Nightmare? That was completely different?
Yeah. Yeah, Nightmare.
Still need to do a soundtrack video and stuff, but we've got stuff coming up. We got a lot of stuff coming up, like a lot of extra stuff. Birds. Caw-caw.
Oh, birds?
Birds,
huh?
Birds aren't real! Oh, and they're clipping again. Okay, cool. It's okay.
We're getting back into it after like dying 20 times in a row. We're getting back into it.
I feel really bad about being, hey, we're back, and then we don't.
Yeah. Hopefully we are back for real now.
Yeah, we got stuff sorted out. It's been complicated over here.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, let's do it.
You got that all up, and also you have V-Ban up?
Yeah, oh, I don't have V-Ban up, I'm sorry.
Exactly. Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. I've just been listening to the soundtrack. I was searching for the one that played during the calming spell scene, but I couldn't find it for some reason in here.
Unreleased?
Maybe it's a part of a different song, huh?
Or it's unreleased.
That would hurt so much. This song though, right? This song is so good!
Kenran. Finality.
Elko's so cool! She's so cool! She's so cool! Elko's so cool! Oh my god. Sorry, I'm just reliving that. Oh, she flew up the moon. It wasn't really the moon, but she flew up the moon, you know?
Yep.
She flew up
Did we finally talk about the moon?
No!
No.
I only thought we did!
Not.
I thought we did! Oh, let me go over my theories real quick. What do we got here? Did I come up with anything else? The problem with writing the reasoning out is it takes a while to write them, so I can't just write them down immediately and then they vanish.
I remember having an encyclopedic memory of all your theories. Hey, Captain!
Hi! Welcome!
I remember having an encyclopedic memory of like all of your theories during stay night that was definitely not related to having a crush on you without knowing that I did.
I love you.
Stream. I love you.
So let's do some cleaning here in the theories real quick, and then we'll get into it. Let's see. We got Shizuki is a Magus. Who knows? Probably not, though. Probably not.
At this point, definitely not. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Mr. Well, wait. Everyone in the city can throw fireballs, right?
The only way he would be a Magus is if he didn't know it somehow. Through some sort of amnesia or something.
Just like, yeah, I thought that everyone got, like, special magic powers when they moved to the city. Like this. Cassander shot.
Yeah, all those puppets running around, that's totally normal. That's totally normal. It's fine. That's just what city life is like. Alice is a dead apostle.
Crazy city slickers and your fucking, and your crazy, magics.
Number 3. Mr. A is in Mihoyo. Mr. A is in Mihoyo. We don't know. He might show up at the very end. Who knows? Who knows? Hanazawa is the puppet master in the woods. Nope!
I still think so.
You do?
I think that she's Toko in disguise.
Okay, we'll leave that one. We'll leave that one. It's a joint theory now.
And I don't know, so...
The moon is coming to
theory.
Earth. The cow is gonna jump over it.
Hauko Shot jumped over it.
It did. That one's... I checked that one. I'll just add a, like, asterisk in the beginning, because it sort of wasn't true, but it sort of was. It wasn't the real moon. I just kept seeing that big moon, and it was getting bigger and bigger. The town is from Oblivion.
And it kept saying that Flat Snark was getting bigger, and you didn't put 2 and 2 together.
I should have!
You had all the pieces.
Oh, I had all the pieces. I'm sad. The town is from Oblivion recording? Is there...
I think it's accurate.
I'll put a check mark for now. Shizuki's body is a puppet. He's covered in bandages and Toko is in the VM, so maybe it's possible? Maybe he died in the bear accident! It was a deer! It was a deer! It was a fucking deer! I'm so tired of remembering. It was a deer! It was a deer! Transfer student. He died in a
deer accident.
/ substitute teacher Hanazawa. Also, because I said transfer student, but then I forgot she was 30. So she's definitely going to be a substitute teacher. It's happening. It's happening! Believe, everyone! I believe. Vampire or dead apostle of Shizuki. There we go with the vampire theories again. And then the last 2 that are dead. Werebear Shizuki. Although I guess we need to add a new theory here. Were-deer Shizuki. Because it was a fucking deer.
It was a deer.
It was a deer. It was a fucking deer. It was a deer. I can't believe it was a deer. It was a deer. Were-deer Shizuki. There we go. Were-deer Shizuki. It was the deer. Oh yeah, and the pre-VN guesses. Mana Ryugi is the protagonist of Mihoyo. Nope! Shiki is the major character. Nope! Gilgamesh? I doubt it, right? There's no way. We finally get to talk about
Gilgamesh
the moon.
Is only in 0.
Never said only. Never said only. The moon? Nope! Karin is involved.
No, it's Gilgamesh.
Nope.
I can tell you specifically what I said was, I will say this.
Yeah.
That's what I said with Gilgamesh. I never said only, I just said, I will say this.
The ill star has been real this whole time. There's still time! There's still time! There's still time! There's still time!
Definitely.
The protagonist is relatable? Yes. Rena's in the plot. No, she didn't exist yet. Zelvet.
She was very not born.
We haven't gotten to see sorcerers yet. I was kind of close. Wrong sorcerer. Goodbye, Zelvet.
Wrong number.
Wait, Zelvet could still show up. We don't know. He might show up at the very end. He might show up at the very end just for like a scene and it would make me correct. That wasn't a mistake. Oh, alright. Alright, let's get into it.
Oh, are we ready?
Actually, I will be right back. And then we'll get into it.
Oh? Are you going to the bathroom? Or,
yes.
like,
I was trying to avoid saying it, but yes.
I just realized I don't know why I asked that. Like, what does it change? Nothing.
Do you want to be back in like 2 minutes? Start in 2 minutes?
I mean, I can stay around.
Okay. Let me just go to the break screen and add the voice thing. Never mind, I'm back to see that we're not adding the voice to the break screen. We'll just be back in like a minute. Sorry. Hi! I'm back. It's time to start for real.
It is.
And I am gonna start time coding the start of the stuff. So hello if you skipped here. Hi! We're doing it. Wait, do we have archive scenes? Let's find out. We do not. Also, let me just full screen the thing. Hi!
Hello, Soil.
Hey, Soil, welcome. We made it. We made it. We were just going over the theories, and I showed off the some Alco art I'm working on. It's not very good, but
we still haven't made it just yet. We're about to, though.
Wait, we're about to?
Into the latter half, because we only got to the
we haven't started yet.
Right, we haven't started yet, but yeah, we're about to, though.
Turn the lights on here. And
turn the lights on and carry
turn the lights on. Everybody likes to be no, I'm sorry. You'd hear. Where's
your singing is adorable and beautiful.
I love you.
I love you.
How do I... Window product resource. There we go.
Yep.
Alright, do you have the...
And then,
Oh yeah, we fixed it. We fixed it. It's fine now.
What?
Oh wait, no, you wanted the whole thing.
I do want the whole thing, yes.
There you go.
There we go. That's an interesting theory.
The OG novel under the lost. Oh,
knowing
that's
what I know,
interesting.
that could definitely line up.
Yeah, just kind of like how Nasu wrote like most of the original stuff in for Fate Stay Night in high school. You definitely notice the difference. You definitely notice the difference.
Yeah.
Like Shira is probably the biggest example of he actually gets better though that I've seen. Went from being like kind of weird to the best character ever for me. Although there is still something there, you know?
Yeah.
Even at the start, I could tell there was something there. There is something there. I mean, it's not the whole fate round, just the early fate round, but yeah.
Why are you letting people take advantage of you, Shiro? Because they don't care?
I was like...
Because it helps them?
I was like, holy shit, that would me though. Alright, continue.
Continue.
Also, let me just toss OBS on the other monitor here.
Like a dog.
Like a dog. Oh, and it shows the manner. I wonder what's about to happen. Oh, we already saved. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. It's so fucking exciting. 6. Like a dog. Which monitor is the correct one? Here, this one. Nope! Whoops! I full screened it on the wrong monitor. Wait, it's not letting me full screen it on the one that I want to. What?
What?
That's fine. Whatever. It doesn't need for full screen. Just cough real quick. He was still in a deep sleep. Oh, look at that sky. It all seemed ablaze in a mad, fiery red. Unbearable idle thoughts. Incessant obstinacy. I was getting there. Obstinacy. Thank you, though.
Of course.
Melancholy sights and gloomy, bittersweet talk.
And thus you're already...
Oh, hi, File!
Oh, hey!
Thank you so much for the raid! Thank you!
Yes, thank you.
We got those good Mihoyo vibes here. Fickle Wickle...
What? Fickle Wickle?
Wickedness. I fuck up with lines sometimes. Hello, Jimmy.
Hello?
Fickle wickedness born of human interaction. Namely, the voice of a forsaken coexistence.
We would chat more, but we literally just got started and we don't want to do it again.
Thank you so much, though.
Yeah.
I need to change the raid sound to something that's good. This, however, was the scenery of a world far removed from that. If there were those praying this was paradise, then there were likely also those lamenting that it is the underworld. In a decade, or perhaps longer, this would all change, but for now, the autumn leaves remained yet untrampled by human souls. It was a scenery he knew really well, or he knew well.
Which we are.
Hi, VD! We are. Oh, look how beautiful this art is! Life in the mountains was humble and modest. Are we getting Shizuki backstory? Oh my god. There were no conspicuous buildings among this wilderness he called home. They gathered and stockpiled only what they needed to survive, without pillaging the land. Serpentine trails could be seen woven through the fields, and the stone steps leading to the summit were obscured by the forest, only visible once upon them. The mountain inhabitants probably intended it that way. There was no sign of mankind's exploitation among the mountain landscape. He suddenly remembered that this was the season he liked the most. Autumn really is beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
I remember, like, just some of those colors that you can see on the leaves. It doesn't feel real sometimes. It doesn't feel... I guess they just don't go outside enough. Or rather, it suited him the most. There was much to be done to prepare for winter, but whenever he had a free moment, he would make his way toward the mountaintop. Gazing idly at the setting sun while breathing deep the crisp autumn air was probably the second favorite of his daily joys. Look at that. This is all sprites.
So fucking beautiful.
Holy shit, I'm crying! What? Cry count up. I literally just cried from how beautiful the sunset is. I wish I'm wanting to watch the sunset a little more often. We should watch it sometime together.
We should.
It relaxed him in the cold but comforting wind at dusk. And the way the sunset dyed the peaks a vibrant crimson. Now 2 months had passed since coming down from the mountains. Or not 2 months had passed since coming down from the mountains. And already it pained him that the memories had begun to fade.
That's...
Huh?
Just that part just got me a little bit.
Yeah. Fuck. Someone once told him that memories fade every day. So the best you one do.
It's the best you can do, probably, is what that's supposed to be. Yeah,
it's a mistranslation. So the best you can do is make as many new ones as possible. Oh, fuck. I didn't think we'd be opening on this.
Is that a second cry count I hear?
Does it count? Does it count if
I would
cry harder?
I would count it because it what's the word? It changed significantly.
So good. Just let me get my macro pad up.
It leveled up. The cry leveled up.
Do we level up? The cry levels up. Recollections grew hazy. A new place to live meant the beginning of a new life. He wasn't sure if he was reluctant to let go of the scenery he cherished for so long, or if he'd merely been spoiled by it. Despite his new home in a city surrounded by tall buildings, he felt guilty for wanting those memories alone to remain clear in his mind. Either way, he had to make the best of a fresh start. What kind of man thinks more about where he came from than where he's going? He contemplated.
そうか。これ、夢だ。
Oh. This is a dream. God, it's just... Obviously it's very different, but just moving from one place to another is such an experience.
I mean, that's not even that different, right? That's kind of the universal element I feel like this is calling for.
I just meant like it's not quite as intense. It's not quite as different, but it is different. Or it is similar, you know?
Yeah.
Like, just the familiarity is the biggest thing that fades, I think. Like, I look at pictures of the house I used to live in, and it doesn't feel familiar anymore. And it's incredible that that can happen after living there for over 20 years, you know?
Yeah.
We also lived, like, right out next to the woods, so I used to see, like, beautiful scenery every day.
Same.
I kind of miss that sometimes, but I have you now.
I find the city's scenery to be beautiful in a matching way, you know, in its own similar way.
It is sometimes. I don't think anyone knows this about me, but apparently I used to be like a really outdoorsy type. I used to go like exploring in the woods and stuff.
I did not do that. I was scared of the woods.
It's kind of crazy, just how much people can change, you know?
Yep.
Fuck. By the way, I realized this is what we were kind of missing in this read-through, just stopping to talk about things a little more.
Talking about how it was affecting us. Yeah.
I guess that's a question. How was moving for you? Similar?
Not really.
I guess you've done it a lot more.
I guess I'm a little simpler than that. No. Ticks. Ticks exist. Bugs. They're bugs. Please
Not
no.
too late to... Yeah, no. I mean, I've sort of changed in that regard. I mean, there's a part of me that still wants to run around the woods, but...
Honestly, I could see taking up hiking, though, you know?
You want to go for a hike together sometime?
As soon as you get in better health.
I would die. You'd have to carry me the whole way up.
That's another thing. Oh god, she can't even go for a Walmart trip without needing to be, like, carried. Almost literally.
That's another thing, just physical health as well. It's not really an element here, but I just can't really do the same things I used to. I'm getting there, though. We're working on it.
Yeah, you will. But yeah, moving for me is not that different. Or it's different, rather. It's not that big of a thing for me as much. And not just because I've moved more, I think, but just because I find that no matter where I go, it's the same world. You know? It looks... Everything's so similar. There's always greenery. There's always, like... Or almost always, like, greenery. There might be different plants, but there's still plants. Like, maybe I'm just unobservant, but, like... I don't know, I find that it's a kind of way that of thinking that I get value from. So I haven't tried to get out of it. Just that it's... Everywhere's just a place, you know?
Yeah, I'm not really sure, like, what the stuff is here. The thing that I really want to do in terms of exploring, like, the outdoors is see the stars. Like, go to a place with low light pollution and really see them, you know?
Yeah.
At one point, I stayed with, like, a relative in a, like, remote, house in the mountains. It was only for one night, but I looked up at the sky and it was the most beautiful thing I'd ever seen. It was so breathtaking. I never...
see that then.
And the thing is that, like, for so many people, that's just what the sky looks like to them. That's another thing to note, too, for Shizuki. Like, he even sees a different sky than people do.
Yeah.
The stars are different.
I guess...
There's so many more of them. It's so much more prominent for him. It's incredible how different that can be, you know?
Because, like, for me,
you grew up
I guess
with that,
it would be pretty different if I moved somewhere like, what's it called? Like Utah or something, where it's like a desert. But anything short of that.
Also, I never thought I'd get to, but I saw the Aurora Borealis like here, very faintly. It's really funny because I'm usually a very cautious person, but I found myself just going for a walk at 2 a.m. It wasn't a good idea, but I just wanted to get a better view of it. I wanted to see as much of it as I possibly could. It really was that breathtaking. Oh, that's another huge one.
Yeah.
And
that's the biggest shock for me.
Woods,
the biggest culture shock.
It was still like a suburban area. There was always that ambient noise.
That was the biggest culture shock for me. Is like, I mean, for me, it was never quiet out at my old house because we lived near a highway, but just the sheer number of ambulances that pass through and I hear and I just have to think, oh shit, that's someone who just got hurt.
Oh fuck, yeah. For me, we've always heard that. You lived in a way more remote place than I did. I've never had that experience for long. I guess it's weird because for me, I'm like, I find the ambient noise comforting almost, and without it I kind of get really anxious. I always need some sort of noise going, whether it's a fan or anything.
Yeah.
That sounds like hell. There's a balance. There's 100% a balance. I wouldn't want to live next to an airport or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. That's such a big change, right? Because I've always had that.
Yeah, like I've
always been used to it.
That was definitely the biggest change. Is just like, and especially for like being so like sensitive to that kind of stuff, I guess. Like just thinking, it shifted my brain and forced me to think about it every time.
God, that sounds.
The sheer number of fires.
I think like,
also I heard police sirens, but that ACAB and all that, so that also sucks.
Sorry, I just pulled out like a core memory of like sitting on the school bus and like the bus drove by and there was a car that was on fire on like in someone's driveway. I don't think anyone was inside, but
yeah, that sounds like
I think we were like 6 though.
Yeesh. That's not good for a 6-year-old.
Sorry, that got like way too.
Like any other. No, you're good. You're good. Wait, it's the music. It's the music.
There's something about music in Nasu Vienza and Nasu's rating and Nasu in general.
What was the what does the sign say in your therapist's office again? Music is how emotions sound.
It wouldn't hurt though. Yeah, it's this city is pretty scary. I remember actually I guess a very different experience was staying in New York for a month. I don't want to get into specifics on things, but
I can't even imagine.
The change of living in such a big city versus a suburb is huge, because there the ambient noise was actually overwhelming. Whoops. But yeah, the suddenly like all the noises were 10 times louder, and there was like an ambulance or a police car every like 5 minutes or so. It was insane. Also navigating the subway all by myself at like, I think I was 15 then.
Sheesh.
Falling asleep on the subway was a pretty scary experience.
that's just a regular experience for so many people.
Yeah,
and
like
for
so
me,
many
that's, like,
people,
terrifying.
so many 15-year-olds grow up there.
Yeah.
There's sort of an excitement to being able to do, because I couldn't drive then, obviously, so being able to go places, but...
Oh god, yeah, I couldn't...
Yeah.
I can't even imagine, like, I didn't even have bikes, because, so, fun fact, I think I've mentioned it before on stream, but I don't know how to ride bikes. You know why? There was no reason to learn. Because I couldn't go anywhere.
Fuck yeah.
I live too far out to bike places. It would be like an hour's bike to the nearest, like, non-gas station, like, place.
God, it's for different times. Yeah, God.
Oh, yeah.
One of them, I can't find it. I really want to find the song that played when Aoko calmed Shizuki down.
Yeah.
I searched the sound of it and I couldn't find it. But yeah, like...
Yeah, so if anyone knows that track,
please
mention it, or maybe leave it in the comments, please, because
I want
really
it very much. Because I'm doing the art and I want to have it over the speed paint.
She also wants to listen to it and feel calmed.
But God, that month in New York kind of fucked me up, honestly. For a while, it definitely changes you.
Yeah.
It's like there's just so much going on. After living there, I could never live in the city. I realized I don't want to.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of it's missing for me as well that month.
Then don't go after it.
I've talked about it a little bit, but some of my... It's fine.
Memory loss. But the fun kind. I mean, somewhat fun kind.
Yeah, it's not... We know what's going on.
Not
with
the
it.
worrying kind.
Yeah, it's not as... Don't worry. I don't... Yeah. But yeah. Fuck.
Yeah.
Well, you're good. Oh, you're really good.
Damn good. Yeah.
Not so good.
Your cute little squeak.
I will always say that everything I've written that I'm happy with, I will dedicate to Nasu, because I don't think I ever would have started writing, like, seriously without Nasu. I'm still burned out, I'm still working through things, but...
Yeah.
Nasu's writing style, I think, was the first that I really vibed with, and do vibe with still, and nothing has really come close for me, personally.
Yeah. Yeah, like, same.
Some things can kind of get close-ish, but not close, you know?
Yeah.
Nasu is the best. Hey,
Plain
let's
and
keep going.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
It's only natural.
Plain and simple.
He tried to stop himself from indulging in uncharacteristic sentimentality. It wouldn't be a dream if it was easy to understand. That's true, huh? Look at that. How is the sprites? This is generally some of the most beautiful art I've seen in terms of landscape.
That's how it sprites.
No, we're not doing this again.
Otherwise it couldn't be. Cry count up?
Fucking yes! The moment he realized he was dreaming, angular shadows began to rise from the autumn colors. God, yeah, this too. Like, he's so used to seeing the shadows of trees, but instead it's angular buildings.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's just
there's like a sharp order to it now that wasn't there before.
I drove out to Idaho to help a friend move once, and like there were no trees, and that was just shocking for me. It was so shocking that like late at night when I could only see like a small little bulb of darkness, or like a small little bulb of light around me in the oppressing darkness of everywhere elseness, and there weren't even like really street lamps along the way. I fucking hallucinated that there were trees on the edges, and then occasionally like I would realize, oh wait, shit, no, there's no trees there.
The landscape matters so much to us.
Yeah.
It's just what you're used to seeing. I guess that means, yeah, every part of the world doesn't look the same. I think I would have a panic attack if I went on a cruise, honestly. Just looking out and seeing nothing but ocean in every direction. And you can just turn the other way and look at the cruise ship, but after seeing that, I'll know that wherever I look, there's just going to be ocean. The cruise ship is just a tiny dot in like a sea of basically nothing. It's terrifying. It's amazing how music just controls what you do. It's the music and the writing. And the art, everything. They were concrete buildings, previously unknown and yet familiar to him at the same time. This was how his current life was washing away his memories. Yep, the new landscape becoming familiar slowly. Struggle as he might, there is no stopping the degradation of human memory or impressions. Fuck yeah, I remember the first time I like heard that memories will just slowly degrade. It's why I'm such
pictures are important.
It's why I'm such a data hoarder too.
Yeah.
It's why I never want to lose a single file or anything I've made, even if I hate it, because I know those files are always going to be the same, where my memory will slowly go away. Slowly turn into something else. It was merely a fact of life. By nature, humans lived in the present over the past. Eventually, even his most cherished memories would be swallowed up by the buildings. There's another missing word there. It was neither cruel nor heartless. If they were sure to disappear, then for now he would content himself with dreaming about the memories he could clearly recall. No, stop it, no.
I just need to go ahead and copy this here.
Whether in the mountains or the city, the days flew by. Yesterday's scenery was not the same as today's. Elko. And such. She's here.
Oh wow, she's giant there.
She had given him no time to grieve. Distant nostalgia was beautiful, but that made it fleeting.
土産入道じゃないんだぞ、青崎。
How do you pronounce that?
Miyake Nyudo?
You're no Miyake Nudo, Elsaki. I can't talk my way past you.
Type of yokai told about on Sado Island.
Faint dizziness made him close his eyes. Without sight, the mountainous landscape vanished, but in its place, a familiar voice could be heard. It was a booming voice.
Oh my god, was she so giant because he's in the fucking bottle?
Oh yeah, God, there's so much happened last stream, and it wasn't even that long of a stream. That scene also made me cry. Just like holding him in that bottle and just realizing how fragile it was. How light it was. It was a booming voice that seemed to shake not only the mountainside he stood upon, but the entire mountain as well. And of course, Uncle Aozaki reappeared, towering in the distance. He must have been tired, he thought, diagnosing himself while trying to make out what she was saying. Fearing the vertigo would return if he reopened his eyes, he decided to keep them closed. It sounded like she was arguing with someone, though the tone was all he could make out. It wasn't violent, but certainly aggressive. Alice. Maybe she was picking a fight with another mountain across the way. God, this is so dreamlike. This is...
Oh, you dream about that?
What the fuck? You wouldn't put it past her. After all, she was the troublemaker who blew up the... Oh my god, she's the key! She's the troublemaker who blew up the moon. She just blew up the moon!
She did.
I mean, it wasn't really the moon, but... Also, apologies for being so tired that stream. I was in the good kind of tired though, you know? But this one we're way too well rested for.
Yeah.
Also, I need to drink a little more here, because...
Now, the question is, did you disable the hydrate?
I didn't. No.
You should do that.
There we go. That does it.
Okay. That's good to know. I can probably do that too, can't I?
Mm-hmm. And if you do it twice, it won't fuck it up.
Okay.
So don't worry. Just do it at the start of the stream
and
you need to add it
on
to the
night
menu.
mode and day mode.
Day mode re-enables it. After all, she was a troublemaker who blew up the moon. You couldn't quite grasp the conversation. Though somehow, vaguely, he had the sense that his human rights were being largely ignored. It was deeply unsettling even for a dream! Oh my god! I can only imagine what's going on outside the bottle. I can only imagine.
I mean, I can imagine pretty well.
Also, it's just... Dreams really are like that, like when you're absorbing outside information and your brain just is desperately finding a way to fit them into the dream.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've shared one of like my biggest fears whenever I hear like a constant beeping or a siren. I'm just like, what if I'm just hearing like the beeping of like emergency room equipment and I'm about to wake up?
God.
You had the same one, right?
Yeah, that fucking Reddit thread of the guy talking about like having a whole fucking life with his beautiful wife and child and...
Oh, let's not talk about that. Like, let's not talk about that. That's genuinely biggest fear stuff for me. But like, for me it's just because I've done that. I don't remember what anime, but there was an anime that did that always scared me. It's really good storytelling because that's what happens, but I think it's also because I've been to the ER so much.
Yeah. Hopefully we're going to lower that amount in the future. By a lot.
Alright, I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to jinx it.
I said hopefully.
After several minutes, it seemed that the high-impact argument ended in Aoko's victory. Okay, good. I mean,
but do you think that after all that, Sojiro is just gonna get sniped in his sleep?
Was there ever any doubt, though? Her willpower is insane. Then suddenly, the boisterous voice faded. Praying everything would be back to normal, he opened his eyes. Kitsy lit. The moon! Oh, it's not the moon. There is no moon. Like, actually.
Yeah, it's a new moon.
He took a deep, slow breath. The scenery was a far cry from the nostalgic dreamscape he had just left, albeit not unpleasant either. Without a doubt, it was the amusement park. To him, this was his freshest memory. There's a lot of, like, single letters missing, huh?
Yeah.
He recalled the house of mirrors that Aoko Aozaki destroyed. This park was a flawless replica of reality, but he was not the only one there. Without having to worry about anyone chasing him, he sat down on the wreckage of Kitsy's rides and looked up at the moon that should have been shot down. Wait, what? No! Not another moon! Another moon? Wait, has it been... How long does it take for the moon to reach full again? Like half a month?
Fortnite.
Number 1 victory. Well, maybe got to get down. Like, how long is that, though? Wow, look at the moon there. It's so beautiful.
2 weeks?
2 weeks? Okay. Have 2 weeks passed? The winter moon shone white like a jewel. It was layered over the figure of a girl who tried to kill him. If a mage was a witch...
4 weeks, okay.
Then she definitely
4
fit
weeks
the
for
bill.
a full cycle, okay.
I don't mind being killed. Such an absurd thing to say, but it spilled out of him so naturally. Well, maybe. That had nothing to do with witches or magecraft. There was an echo in the gaps of his heart. No, not again! If she'd not spoken those words, then he would have not responded as he did. In that moment, what had Aoko Ozaki said to him? As he tried to remember, his deep slumber drew to an end. Deep slumber.
Da, 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 da,
Genuinely one of the best songs of the original VN.
Yeah.
And with it, his chance to find the answers he so wished. And with it, his chance to find the answers he so wished he could find. Really good scene. Then, Sojiro woke up in an unfamiliar room, gasping. Not because the plush mattress he was on was softer than his apartment's cheap futon, or because everything from the carpet to the wallpaper looked expensive. Aoko! Wait, no, it's not Aoko, it's Alice! It took a second.
You just wanted to be Aoko.
I love you!
I love you.
Bewildered, he tried to catch his breath. She was the cause of his surprise. The moment Sojiro's eyes snapped open, there she was, the girl dressed in black, sitting at his bedside. Oh, look at that room. The silence was deafening. Still supine on the bed, Sojiro gazed at her. His impulse was... Supine? Supine, not supine. They put an L in there for no reason. His impulse was to sit up, but he refrained, thinking it might be rude to be staring at the person. Thinking it might be rude to be staring at the person sitting next to him. She was just sitting there, on a chair. Dressed in black, modest clothes. Still, she projected an air that was anything but plain. Her monochrome outfit evoked indescribable elegance. It is a really good outfit, isn't it?
It is.
Like a costume handmade just for her from the finest fabrics. It was enough to inspire poetic sentiments, even in Sojiro. The girl continued to sit, completely motionless. Nociverse character designs are the best, aren't they? Especially the girls.
They're pretty damn good.
Like, especially compared to what girls usually end up wearing in other things.
Well, yeah. Fairy tale.
I think, wait, is that how I got into Fate? Like, I think...
Yes, I showed you.
I think I was complaining about Fairy Tail, and you were just like, okay, but here's Saber. Here's Saber. And I was like, this is really, really good. This is the best I've seen. What's this from? And then hyperfixation mode and all that. And then we read Fate Tonight, and then I fell in love with you.
Well, let's be honest, you fell in love with me a long time before that.
I love
you! I love you.
I love you so much. Thank you for showing me Fates today.
I love you too. Thank you, we are.
They're adorable.
Yeah, sure. Totally not. The cutest girl in the whole fucking world.
Without realizing it. Aww! I love you. Without realizing it, Sojiro had stopped breathing. Oh no. Genuine astonishment had him captivated.
Bad end. Suffocation.
Such beauty. It was the first time he had ever thought to use such a simple, plain expression to describe another human being. She was the daffodil in perfect bloom. Or the ideal female form.
You may not like it, liberals. Yeah.
Saying that line caught me off guard. Or the ideal female form seen only in dreams. This quality was something to be cherished and admired in her.
I mean, even if he's got a certain level of sense of self, he's still a teenage boy.
Yep. It was still different from Aokawazaki's blindingly radiant vitality. After all, the flame that burns twice as bright burns half as long. And there was no way this girl would be allowed such a happy ending. Her life was a solitary fable. Her life is a solitary fable of someone who left the world in exactly the same way they entered it. With her humanity stolen at birth. Hers was an existence not of this world. Huh? I'm just wondering things about Alice. The more beautiful something
I assume that a lot of it's that she didn't get to be a human because she's the successor to a mage family.
It's truly, like, honestly, being born to a mage family is one of the worst fates in the Nociverse, huh?
Yeah.
The more beautiful something was, the more tragic its fate. Growing up in the mountains, this was not something Sojiro was taught, but something he had learned from experience. It looks like she's sleeping. Sojiro turned his head, as though he was being lured in. He knew it was rude to stare, but he couldn't fight his instincts. Then... This time, his heart actually skipped a beat. That has actually happened to me before.
Oh.
Yeah, it's because of you. I love you.
I love you.
I love you.
Also, just remembering that the last thing he had with Aoko was her, like, realizing she had a crush on him and going like, I don't have a crush on you, alright? He's like, oh, you seem to think I have a crush on you. What's that?
That was great.
And now he's looking at Alice like, oh my god, she's so insanely beautiful. It's crazy. So tragic that she's gonna have a
horrible mage life.
So R.I.P. Aoko.
Poor Aoko. Poor Aoko. Oh, no. Is Aoko gonna get snubbed? No. She was not asleep at all. Expressionless. She was merely watching over him while he recovered. Like, this is where I would think there would be routes, but... It's a kinetic fan. I just learned that term, like, during the last stream. That was not really a stream. That won't be on YouTube. I might upload it in some capacity.
Yeah, why not put it on YouTube?
Yeah, I'll put it up as the discussion stream. Sojiro froze, unable to turn his head away or think of something clever to say. It was like staring into her eyes turned him to stone.
Ryder. See, now she's thinking of Ryder.
I love you! She's pretty! She can carry me! And she is actually just an excellent character. Thank you, HA. Although she had so much characterization in Stay Night too with Sakura. But HA just went crazy with it.
Nasu? Writing a good character?
Who would have thought? We talked about it earlier, but Nasu's character writing, I think, is the best, at least for us. Like, especially, it's so good. Nasu is really good at writing characters above all else, I think.
Yeah, like, lore writing's neat, but we're in it for the characters.
Perhaps because of her delicate features, she looks somewhat younger than him.
Well, yeah.
When Sono-G... I love how we're just calling him Sono-G. It's great.
Why wouldn't we?
I just imagined, like, in the middle of this moment, the vice president just walk. I'm just imagining the vice president just walking in and just be like, Sono-G, Sono-G, you just woke up. I can't do the voice.
Sono-G.
Also, is that your like thing that is that the thing you used to get into his voice?
No, honestly, that one's classic enough for me that I don't need that even.
Perhaps because of her delicate features, she looks somewhat younger than him. On the other hand, her tranquil expression made him feel like she was older. Jet black hair just to her shoulders. Her large eyes are set like onyx stones, matching her hair. God, her eye design is great. Like the fact that they're matte and don't really reflect much. Devoid of emotion, her gaze stayed fixed on Sojiro. Even after their eyes met, she did not turn away. He wanted to speak, but he could not find the words. He was not unlike a frog being stared down by a snake. Nevertheless, he could not bring himself to say something. Additionally, no matter how carefree Sojiro might have been, he was painfully aware that this girl was as powerful as Aoko. Yeah, the flat smirk.
Almost as powerful as Aoko.
Yeah, no, Aoko's kind of insane.
I mean, that is of course not accurate, because if she released like 3 fucking fairy tale monsters, she probably would have won. But like, she wasn't aiming to kill Aoko from the start there. Just teach her a lesson. She's
like, Snark, come back. No, you're gonna kill her. Ha ha ha. I'm free now. I'm free. I'm free to be the moon. I also love that too, that the Snark could have survived, but it was just like, nah, you challenged me. No way.
It's pride.
Is what got it killed. Just like Gilgamesh.
Just like Gilly G.
Less talkative, to be sure, but still powerful. Objectively, the scene was not unlike that of someone nursing a bedridden stranger. It just reminds me of one of the best scenes in AJ. Reen's house call.
The Reen scene? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He had no idea what she may have been thinking about, but it seemed to him that this harsh silence might last forever. There's just something so vulnerable about being, like, in bed, sick, and having someone take care of you. Like you did for me
especially
during
someone
COVID
that
for
tried
the
to
first
kill you
few
not
days.
too long ago.
Huh?
Well, okay, that's not a connection there. Just the fact that Alice tried to kill him the other day.
Yeah, I don't think. Night. As far as I know, you've never tried to kill me, right?
Yes. I'm not even gonna joke about it. I considered for a second, but yeah, obviously no. You are the light of my life, and I love you extremely.
I love you. You didn't even try and kill me in Terraria. Only Wise did. Well, no, Wise succeeded. He had no idea what she may have been thinking about, but it seemed to him this harsh silence might last forever. All he could say for sure that the quiet did not appear to bother her in the slightest. It was like some bizarre form of punishment. If this is some kind of test from Aozaki, it sure is elaborate. He thought, keeping his eyes on the girl. He felt like the moment he turned his head or blinked, she might stab him in the chest with a hidden blade.
Yeah.
That's fair.
That's a fair thought.
That's a fair concern. And not because his imagination was running away with him. In the stifling silence, it was only natural that Sojiro would think back on what happened in the amusement park, and it made him uneasy. But stronger than any anxiety was the fascination with the girl. Her slender frame and the milky white skin. The chill of her guarded stare, the warmth of her lingering femininity. It was the mixture of those two latter qualities that was almost magical. He stared at her for so long, he began to get the feeling that they had met somewhere before. Sometime before the conflict at Kitsyland. Well, there was the time at school.
She also was there that night. That he saw Aoko lobbing a fireball.
That's true. Oh god, yeah, that's true. He could not quite put his finger on it, but he was sure that he'd seen her previously.
今更だけど
I don't know if this is the right time to ask this, but... His voice shattered the frozen silence in the room. He almost felt sorry for making noise as he spoke out to her. But they could not very well just sit there and stare at each other forever. Though, he might have been the only one thinking that they were staring. And perhaps she thought they were glaring at each other.
ここはどこで君は誰だかわかるかな
Oh my god, I mean, it's a totally fair question to ask. Where am I, and who might you be? She narrowed her eyes slightly, though apparently not out of offense. There was no response. Just as
how would you feel if, like, your roommate broke your most valuable possession and then, like, yelled at you, "Take care of my boyfriend. He's not my boyfriend."
I don't love him. Just as he was thinking it would have been better to keep quiet, she quietly raised her hand.
これ、あなたのでしょ。
Huh? This is yours, is it not? Her voice was cold, but melodic. That is exactly how you described it earlier.
Yeah.
A white piece of cloth was wrapped in her fingers. Wait, is that her? Wait, is that Sojiro's, the bandages? The bandages? Wait, I just remembered something! The Shroud of Martin! It's a shroud! It's totally a shroud! What other shrouds are there?
The Shroud of Turin?
The Shroud of Deer. Sono-G has a shroud. There he goes. Theory's gonna die immediately. A white piece of cloth was wrapped in her fingers. There was no need to tell him what it was. He was conscious enough to recognize his own possessions. Yeah, she did. I don't remember what it was called, but she had one. The red shroud she used. Sojiro sat... Wow, that was almost a big slip-up of words.
That would have been a big slip-up of the moment, but at least it would have released all the tension.
Sojiro sat speechless as she tossed it to him. Picking it up, he wrapped it around his neck.
Aoko.
Yup.
Oh my god! Are they just not gonna tell us what it is?
Does Aoko know about that?
Oh my god, what? Know about what? Does Aoko know about that? He looked away in response to her blunt question, distracted by something unrelated. She called Aoko Aozaki by her given name. Which led him to believe that the mountain Aoko had argued with in his dream was actually the girl beside him. Just that slowly connecting the dream.
So, どうだろう?
I'm not sure. As sincerely as he could, he answered without presumption. There are things that should be known, and things that need not be. There are also things that should be told, and other things that must not be. Sojiro was not exactly sure what that she was referring to. However,
でも、その方がいいとは思うよ。
But maybe it's better that way. He smiled slightly at her question. Perhaps impressed by his response, the overwhelming pressure in the room dissipated noticeably. Or maybe she had been more nervous than he was the entire time, projecting the image that his room was her domain a tad too strongly. Ooh. The tension faded. No!
You're adorable, you know that?
I love you!
I love you.
What?
You're cute.
What?
You're cute.
I love you.
I love you.
Every single Nasu character is neurodivergent. Every single one.
Oh, yeah.
It's so good. The tension faded. Sejiro tried to sit up and prop his arms beneath him. Now that they were talking, it seemed awkward to stay lying down. However, his body felt strange as he tried to move, and it surprised him how difficult it was to sit up. It took everything he had just to raise his upper body to a sitting position.
Oh,
the shroud is back on. Am I just calling it a shroud now? I'm way too confident in myself. Yeah. I'm way too confident in my theory. I'm too confident. Huh? I'm still in my clothes. I'm still in my clothes. He threw the covers back. As he threw the covers back, he tilted his head quizzically.
申し訳ない。こんないい布団なのに、これじゃ不釣り合いだ。というよりもったいない。
I'm sorry. This is such a nice bed, too. I shouldn't be in my clothes under the sheets. What a waste of a good bed. She stared at him, not expecting him to complain about not wearing pajamas while sleeping. Somehow, it appeared that he had done something to surprise her.
なんでだ? 何もしてないぞ、俺。
But why? But why? I didn't do anything. Pouting a bit at the unwarranted curiosity, he turned to face her. Although he was still mostly laying down, it was at least a more dignified position.
それで、さっきの続きだけど。
So, any chance you'll tell me? Indeed, he needed to find out where he was and who she was before anything else. Just like, you just tried to kill me and now you're here in the room with me? Who are you? Actually, the more he thought about what happened at the amusement park, the more he got a sinking feeling in his stomach. Perhaps finally getting through to her, she calmly moved her arm from behind her back when... Once again, they silently locked eyes. Thump, thump, thump. There was a startling sound of rapidly approaching footsteps. They both had a pretty good idea of who it was. Alko? Toko just burst into the... Oh my god, the footstep! I'm still thinking you haven't had any lines for a while.
Oh.
What's that wrapped around her neck? Is that another shroud? No, I'm kidding. It's not another shroud.
Alice, you promised. You
Just
promised.
as expected. Uncle Ozaki burst through the door with a thunderous roar. With a thunderous roar. She entered wearing her school uniform, her long hair flowing behind her. Oh, listen to this.
Yeah.
Wait, you are getting the music, right?
I am, yeah. Because you enabled VVAN.
It took so long to actually understand how to do that. Her breathing was heavy, and her forehead was wrinkled by a scowl, granting her a demonic appearance.
Alice!
This girl named Alice, scowled slightly in response. She may have even let a sigh of disappointment slip out.
早かったわね、青子。
Alco, home early, I see. Her calm voice was the polar opposite of Alka's. Needless to say, her voice dripped with a brazen coldness.
そりゃあんたの性格は知り抜いてるからね。
That's because I know you all too well.
こういう時の短絡思考はこの2年で経験済みよ。お行儀がいいようで面倒になったらあっさり投げ捨てるのがあんたでしょ。
Over the past 2 years, I've come to expect how quickly you jump to conclusions. You might act mild-mannered, but as soon as things don't go your way, the veil drops.
I love watching these two try. Oh dear, you make it sound so scandalous. Effortlessly, she brushed aside Alco's jab. In doing so, Sojiro had the distinct impression that she no longer even realized he was in the room. These two are definitely roommates. They were roommates.
Ha! Let the record show that I've lost count of how many times you've gone back on your word.
青子に譲ると言ったけど、よく考えると面倒だから私の方で処理しておいたわ。なんて言い訳、もう聞き飽きたっつーの。
I'm tired of hearing the same old story after the fact. I know I said I would leave it to you, but after careful consideration, I decided to take care of it myself.
I love your Alco face.
I know you do.
短期なのはそっちの自由だけど、それなら後の始末は相方に任せるのが最低限の筋ってもんじゃないの?
I may have come to terms with your short fuse. The least you can do in return is to trust your partner to set things right. No?
そうね。そうでなければ共闘している意味がないわ。
The tension between these. You're right. We wouldn't be partners otherwise.
まあ、今後の方針を勝手に決めた人のセリフじゃないとは思うけど。
Well, you're hardly one to talk after Though you're hardly one to talk after unilaterally deciding our plan from here on out.
それもきっちり型をつけたでしょ?
We've been over this already.
いい? 勝ったのは私たちよ。逃げ切れば見逃してあげるって言ったのは誰? 言動には責任を持ちなさい、アリス。
We won, okay? Besides, who was the one who said we should let him live if he escaped? Yet again, you've gone back on your word, Alice.
His human rights. So why are things suddenly lagging? I'm just gonna kill Firefox. There's no reason for it to be up. Okay. Much better.
それとも何? もしかして一番気に食わないのはそのあたりの理由なわけ?
Oh, don't tell me. Next, he'll be saying that's the reason you can't let sleeping dogs lie.
I just love how in the last fight, it was just like... I was just like, okay, we're doing this, and pulled out, like, one of her strongest, things. that was literally irreplaceable.
And she's just like, yeah, if Falco figures it out, I'm gonna just, we're done. And it was like, no.
No, you said this is happening. This is happening. Oh no. Alice frowned slightly and fell silent. Oh, look at that sprite. I love sprites.
Shit's good.
Her housemate seemed to have struck a nerve that Alice herself did not know was there.
とにかく
Anyway.
こいつの扱いはちゃんと目が覚めて本人の意思でどうするか決めるまで
He's
そう
right
いうってこ
there.
とで合意したでしょ
He's right there.
We agreed to decide what to do with him when he wakes up, after hearing him out, right?
人の留守中に出し抜くのはやめてよね
So stop trying to flip the script every time my back's turned.
It sounds like this has happened before.
青子、学校はどうしたの
Yep.
まだ正午になったばかりなの
Probably in something way less
Yeah,
important,
no,
though.
because
Like,
she
just
hasn't
like,
killed.
hey, you said we were getting noodles tonight. That is clearly spaghetti. That's not what we meant, and you know it.
Also, I just love the detail that we both think Sojiro is the the delivery man there, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just imagining him wearing the costume. What was it up again? I forgot what it was up. Was it a cat? It was a cat, right?
It was a giant cat, yeah.
Catboy Sojiro! Imagine if it was a bear. Then I could check off the wereverb Sojiro.
Wear cat, wear deer. You're just saying wear everything, huh?
Sojiro is where! That's all I know! He said wear something.
He's very unaware, actually.
I love you.
Love you.
Speaking of which, aren't you supposed to be at school? It's noon already.
アリスのとこが今日で終わりって思い出して家庭の事情ってことで早退したのよ期末試験前だってのにほんと何やってんのか
I remember you only had your school's end of term ceremony today. So I told them I had to leave early for personal reasons. This is so warped. I have finals coming up, for goodness sake.
I think they both have a valid excuse for not being in school right now. Oko grumbled, more to herself than anyone else in the room. Then she locked eyes with Alice. So I'm just gonna put the controller under the desk here, so it's not right next to the mic. Which probably means more menus, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
That's a good sacrifice. I approve.
No, it's not. Why do you like the menus so much? They're not that good. Or, more accurately, they glared daggers at each other. Also, I'm so happy we don't have counters taking up half of the screen on this VN. The room had become tense once again, and it felt like a fight could break out at any moment. With no way to escape, Sojiro had no choice but to sit and watch. But then... the electric silence that seemed like it would last forever suddenly broke about a minute later. A whole minute! Apparently, this sort of clash was an everyday occurrence. You've seen as much.
私は今に行っているから
I'll be in the drawing room.
彼に事情を説明してあげて
What? Explain the circumstances to him. Alice stood up from the chair and made for the door. Watching her go, Sojiro cocked his head. In her hand was what could only be described as...
果物ナイフ
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! A fruit knife? No!
Jesus, girl.
Oh no! didn't even notice. He didn't even notice. He had no other words to describe the tool she was clutching.
アリス、あえて聞くけど、その手に持ってるのは何？
Alice, I hate to ask, but what's in your hand?
God, your Alco voice is so good. Alco asked Alice as she walked past.
探検ね。どう見ても。
She just says it. She just says it. A dagger. What else? Alice answered expressionlessly before briskly walking out of the room.
Oh.
He has the best expression. Wait, no, Alcos, they're pretty good too. They both have the best expressions in this man.
It's like, I feel like something's wrong with what she just said.
I'm trying to do it on the VTuber model. So good. So good. Sojiro thought it best to not think too deeply about the scene he had just witnessed. Are you gonna kill him, Alice? No. Maybe.
No, it's Alice. It's like, well, are you gonna kill him, Alice? Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Not even that. At any rate, the girl in black had withdrawn, and along with her, the feeling of tension, leaving a bedridden Sojiro alone with an alcove still dressed for school. From Sojiro's perspective, this is a perfect chance to get answers to his ever-growing list of questions.
わけのわからないことだらけだ、青崎。
Here we go. My head's spinning, Aozaki. My head's spinning, Aozaki.
順序立てて説明してあげるから、ちょっと黙ってて。
Ed, I'll explain everything in order, so just shut up and listen.
顔の麻痺も取れてるし、呼吸も再開と。これならもう安心かな。
I see the facial paralysis is gone and your breathing is stabilized. It looks like you've through the worst of it.
This song.
Wait a second.
Paralysis?
End of term. How long has he been out?
Oh no, wait, is he...
Humpty Dumpty.
Oh, did it knock him out? Did it poison him?
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's been out for... Oh my god, what? God, that's terrifying. Has he been in a coma, basically? Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. But it looks like the two of them were able to put Humpty together again. Really. And one of them almost stabbed him again. Okay, he's back together. What are you holding?
A knife!
No! Oh, I just clipped. That's fine. Honestly, that adds to that. She nodded, satisfied, as she took a seat.
どう？調子は。
Oh, look at her. Her facial expression changed.
How do you feel?
なんかだるい。
A bit sluggish, he answered meekly, dropping his shoulders. He opened and closed his left hand a few times, but moving his fingers felt slow and awkward. It was clear he was still in bad shape. Meanwhile, Aoko was blinking her eyes in wonder. Or was it admiration? Wait, did he get better faster than usual?
Of course he would. He's a mountain man.
Just an ordinary mountain man. Definitely. Definitely not a were-deer!
You ever watched Beverly Hillbillies?
No. Between Alice and Aoko, Sojiro did not know which of the girls was harder to read. No!
I know which of the girls is easiest to read. It's Aru.
Hey! I'm not that easy to
Hi.
read.
Yes, you are.
It's complicated. Okay.
Well, you're bound to feel a bit sluggish. Jesus. Okay, I just remembered what I forgot. I forgot to put 2 in there.
No. No.
Lying in bed for 2 days straight would make anyone feel weak.
Wait,
we
so it was
basically
just
just
2
did that.
days? It was just 2 days.
あんたって見かけより頑丈にできてるのね。
I never thought you'd be willing to speak. You're a lot tougher than you look.
Under the term Christmas, winter. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's the holy night.
2日って
2 days?
あれからそれだけ経ってるの。学校には欠席届出しといたから、その点は安心して。
It's been 2 days. Don't worry about the school. I submitted a notice of absence.
ガンドの呪いもダンプティの呪いも、私とアリストで
The
解除しといた
Jumpty poem. Oh, it had to be dispelled.
In the meantime, Alice and I dispelled the Gander curse and Dumpty poem.
I'm sorry, Dumpty on its own sounds really funny. I mean,
I don't know, it
Humpty
sounds
Dumpty
way
still...
less ridiculous than saying full on Humpty Dumpty to me.
It's just the word Dumpty. No, the fairy brain, it makes the fairy brain laugh.
Ah, like Trenchy.
Stop it. Stop it, you're killing the pacing. Sojiro nodded at the word curse, as if recalling it suddenly. It was all coming back to him now.
どうかした？そんな遠い目しちゃって。
Troubled is
What's
back!
wrong? You look troubled by something.
Do we have a troubled counter? I don't remember.
No. No.
No, I meant back in Senate.
Oh, yes. Yes, we did.
ああ、忘れてた。それで2日も寝込んでたのか。怖いもんだな、呪われるってことは。
I mean, trouble just means, like...
Worried.
Yeah, generally. I
No,
just
like
forgot.
literally.
I just forgot
It's just that
everything
Shiro got worried every time he was like feeling even slightly like horny or anything. It's just like, I should be feeling these. These are evil emotions. They're emotions that other people get to feel and I don't.
Da-da-da-da-da. Ongo is born now.
Aoko isn't quite so like
No, my
unhealthy
headset
as
died
that.
again. Okay, I should plug it in. No! I just dropped the cord. It's not that big of a deal. Okay. What are you gonna say?
I got worried there for a second, but yeah, I was just saying Aoko isn't quite so unhealthy as that.
I just forgot everything that really happened is all. Was I really asleep for 2 days? Getting cursed is pretty scary. Yeah, I bet. She would say cool as a cucumber.
Well,
yeah, it's the 80s. You're cool as a cucumber, aren't you? It's as if 2 days on death's door hasn't changed you a bit. You realize you were one step away from becoming a vegetable for the rest of your life?
Oh my god, that's horrifying. Dumpty is terrifying. Oh,
yeah, it's one of her biggest biggest fucking things.
Yeah, Aoko also Aoko, she almost managed to have a normal life and then just holy fuck, that's something about Aoko that just always gets me. It makes me so sad. She had plans. she knew what she wanted to do and then just it's gone.
She has a guitar in her room.
Mm-hmm. She does. She does. Just seeing her room there and seeing all the things she wanted to do and then seeing her maid's room. What do you think she has to become? So good. It's so good. I'm not crying, you're crying! No!
No, you're menu-fing. Oh, it's both. It's both.
I can do both. Estrogen is a hell of a drug.
Clearly.
But it's also that Alko is a great character.
ちょっと待った。今すごいこと言わなかったか?
And Astu is an excellent writer. The best even. Wait, just a second. Was it really that bad?
言ったけど、聞かぬが花よ。
Sometimes it's
It
better
was.
to not know things.
I guess you're proof that ignorance is bliss after all.
経緯はどうあれ、後でアリスにお礼を言っときなさい。私じゃ解除できなかったんだから。
Anyway, what's done is done. Be sure to thank Alice later. I couldn't have lifted the curses without her help.
Also, God, AC mode or fridge mode really doesn't work.
You freezing to death in there?
Nope, the heat returned very quickly.
Ah, because you're blushing so much.
That's not why.
Is it not why?
Am I heating up the whole room? That's ridiculous.
Might be. But also you're running like 6 things off of like equipment that was not designed to run quite that level of things.
Yeah, my computer is burning hot.
Burning red.
Sometimes bliss is overrated.
けど、アリスっていうのはさっきの子か? 遊園地で、その
Tried to kill us at the amusement park. Oh, and yeah, you said the name was Alice? Was that girl Alice? Was she the one who, tried to kill us at the amusement park? City life. Alko replied that it was.
彼女、ずっとそこに座ってたけど、ここは彼女の部屋なのか?
She was sitting by my side for ages. Is this her room or something? Sojiro scanned the room again. Okay, I guess that's not a bad thing to do. Sojiro scanned her room again. I quick saved by accident.
Ah, yes.
She was not accustomed to sleeping on anything other than a futon. And the room looked especially foreign to him. It's so simple, isn't it? It's just the bed, the table, the chair, and the heater. Wait, are those shuttered windows inside? Or is that a cabinet? It's probably a cabinet.
ここはただの客室。長いこと使ってなかったから埃だらけでしょ。
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, this is just the guest room. It hasn't been used in forever, hence the dust over everything.
You can tell so much about a character from the room.
Yeah.
It makes sense, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's what they choose to live in.
To have up there, so yeah.
それより、アリスと何か話したの？あなた。
More importantly, what did you and Alice talk about?
Well,
いや、あれを会話というのはちょっと。
we didn't really talk so much as he brought his hand to his mouth and recalled the few words they exchanged. As Sojiro said, calling it a conversation would be a gross overstatement. And yet, thinking back on it, it seemed like they had talked for hours, which brought an uncomfortable smile to his face.
とはいえ、緊張
That's
は
an
解けたと思
uncomfortable
うよ。
smile. But it's fine. I'm no longer worried.
青崎がやってくるのがもう少し遅かったらよかったのに。
Although, it would have been nice if you'd come a little later, Aozaki. Oh no! Aww! Oh, oh no! Aoko! Aoko! Aoko narrowed her eyes at his innocent slip of the tongue. She knew Sojiro did not mean to treat her like a nuisance, but nevertheless, she found it hard to take the full brunt of the words he said to her face. Even worse, he sensed she was getting used to his manner of speaking.
でもだからなのかもね。相変わらず首の皮一枚の人生を送ってるわ、あなたって。
He's amazing.
So that's why she... You really do have a knack for surviving with the skin of your teeth, don't you?
He tilted his head, clearly confused.
だからあんたはよっぽどアリス好みの対応をしたのよ。まだ生きてるってそういうこと。
I'm saying you did something to please Alice. That's the reason you're still alive.
Look at her face!
She's just done with this shit.
How do I voice that? I just... question mark, question mark.
Yeah, it's just...
I tried to do the facial expression as good as I could. Oh, that reminds me, I had the weirdest dream where I turned face cam on for some reason. I don't know why I would ever do that. No matter how hard he tried, she could not grasp what she was getting at. So,
he could not grasp, probably is what that's supposed to be.
No, I just... He could not grasp what she was getting at. He decided to change the subject to something else. She wasn't gonna kill me.
ここはどこなんだ？あの子に聞いても教えてくれなかったけど、青崎なら教えてくれるだろう。
By the way, where are we exactly? I asked the other girl, but she wouldn't tell me. You can tell me, right, Aosaki? Oh yeah, he saw her house before. When he was cleaning windows with Hanazawa. The running cactus.
Running cactus.
Running cactus. Oh yeah, I have that on top of there. You got cactus.
Cactus jump scare.
Get cactused.
ここは三崎町の幽霊屋敷よ。正確には久遠寺邸と言えばいいかしらね。
You are inside Misaki's famous haunted house. You can call it the Kuonji Estate.
さっきの子、久遠寺アリスの持ち家で、
God, this is
私
a
が住んでるところ
beautiful,
でもある。
the
あなた
backgrounds are
を
just
こ
so
こまで持ってきたん
incredible.
だけど、覚えてないでしょ？
And
So
that
just-
girl, that's Alice Kuonji. This is her mansion, which happens to be the place I currently call home. After the other night, I, brought you here. You don't remember, do you?
Something about the way she said that made him feel uncomfortable.
クオンジっていう名前は聞き
Oh,
覚えがあるん
yeah,
だ
I see why.
そうだ。よく商店街でおじさんたちが話してた。
Wait,
なんで
think
も
I'm
in
前
love
のお
with
金
you?
持ちだとかなんと
you
か。
think I'm in love with... Wait, you think I'm in love with you? Why? Quanchi? I've never heard that name before. Hey, I know. Some old guys in the shopping district were talking about it. The Quanchis are a rich and famous family. Famous. A rich and famous family, or something.
それ、アリスの前ではご法度よ。穏便にここで暮らしたいならね。
Don't you dare say that in front of Alice.
Wait, live here?
If you want to live here in peace, that is.
Sono-G's moving in?
This is a Nasu work, after all.
I love that detail of just everyone living in the same house eventually. Confused yet again, Sojiro tilted his head for it seemed like the 100th time that day. Unlimited head tilt works! Oh, I got myself dizzy, okay.
Don't do that, then.
And once again, he had heard something to make him feel uneasy.
Aozaki, 君今なんて言った?
Aozaki, did you just say?
しずきくん
That smile!
あからさまな嘘を言う人と同じことを何度も言わせる
She
人
has
と
the best
差しのあ
faces,
る人に容赦しない
100%.
から
But Sojiro's X face too, like the X mouth is so good too.
Yeah. Shizuki, I have very little patience for liars, idiots, and people that make me repeat myself.
そのあたり覚えておいてね。ここで平穏に暮らしたいなら。
Do your best to remember that if you want to enjoy your stay here.
You're so good at them. With her best smile, Aoko made her threatening proclamation. Needless to say,
Proclamation.
I don't know why you said her threatening
It's 'cause you're
proclamation.
cute.
Needless to say, it caught Sojiro completely off guard.
気のせいならいいんだけど、君の言葉には俺がここに住むような響きが感じられる。
Yeah, he's just like, wait, what? I'm moving in? When? What? I must have misheard you. I must have misheard you because I could have sworn you said something about me living here. He shot her an honest stare of disapproval. Ah, said something about me living here. It was the best resistance he could muster. But it was not in the slightest effective against Aoko's overpowering, ruthless glare.
あなた、自分の立場を分かってる？
The quicker you understand the position you're in, the better it'll be for you.
You mean... He considered her words carefully. He wanted to openly express his feelings in the matter, but instead he swallowed his words and shook his head. Despite his typical inability to read people's emotions, at least he seemed to understand the gravity of the situation. It appeared that he had finally realized that it was his carefree mood that typically got on Aoko's nerves. I'll just jump out the window, it's
あ
fun.
んたに回りくどいこと言っても無駄だったのよね。
Papa's just walking around. That's just city life.
My mistake. I forgot there's no use beating around the bush with you.
I just still love Sojiro just being like, yeah, I've seen magic all around. I thought that was normal.
It's like, yeah, I saw this magic before. Guy next to me called it a bus. Crazy shit.
Buses are terrifying if you've never
考
seen
え
one
る時間
before.
ぐらいあげたかったけど、時間もないし、はっきりと言ってあげる。
Fine. I wanted to give you time to think, but you're way past that, so I'll just come right out and say it.
いい？しずきくん。
Listen to me, Shizuki.
この度、あなたは私たちの監視下に置かれることになりました。しばらくは
It's
ここで
happening!
一緒に暮らしてもら
Sono-G's
い
moving
ます
in! And he has no
As of
choice in the
now.
matter!
You're being placed under our supervision. You'll be living here together with us for the time being.
No. No!
もちろん、生
You
殺
had that
養
on...
の権利はこち
You
ら
had
にあ
that
るという
pasted
条
in
件
already,
で。
didn't you?
No, I'm just quick. Naturally, I reserve the right to decide whether you live or die.
No.
What? What? The blatant irony in her voice caused him to sputter. He wished that, whether that's an emote, like, face thing I'm missing, like, surprise. I need to do that. I need to get that working.
And the evil Aoko smile.
I love the evil Aoko smile. It's the best. He wished that she would stop smiling in an attempt to make it seem any less outrageous.
一緒に住むって青崎とか
Live together? With you?
What? That's the part that he's caught up on.
The with you. Not just...
It's not the I decide whether you live or die. It's I'm living with a girl? What? With Aoko?
It was not the faint expectation of living under the same roof with Aoko that had him flustered. Rather, he was genuinely concerned about his own safety. The single tier! The single tier! The single tier!
Okay, so it is still his own safety, but still, just the point that he objected to isn't like, we're moving you. You're, I decide whether you live or die. It's, I have to live with you while you decide that?
Regardless of how good-natured he was, it seemed he finally had come to grips with the fact that he just escaped death.
とんでもない冬眠前の熊と一緒に暖を取るようなもんだ
It's a bear! It's a bear! It's a bear! It's happening, Webs! I will take every crumb! You can't be serious. That's like seeking warmth next to a bear before it goes into hibernation. Yeah, bear mentioned! Bear mentioned!
Bear count up?
Bear count up! No, we're not doing a bear. Oh, I forgot. It's easy to do counters. Maybe.
No, we're not doing a bear count. That was a joke.
It's happening. It's happening. Bear mentioned. No, I'm not gonna add another counter. That would be unbearable. Huh? I'm sorry. Aoko agreed.
Put a sign.
I deserve to. Aoko agreed, as a blunt comparison as it was.
たまには的確な比喩をするじゃない。
Wait, Werebear Aoko! Werebear Aoko!
Once in a while, you have some pretty accurate metaphors, you know?
My mouth hurts from smiling.
あなたの言う通り、下手なことをしたり決まりを破ったりしたら、今度こそ息の根止めるからね。
I'm glad you figured it out. Make a wrong move, or break a rule, and I'll end you. For real this time.
それと、
That
こ
smile!
こに住んでるのは私とアリスの2人だけよ。
Plus, it's just me and Alice you'll be living with.
あの子、私なんかより数倍常識ないから、気をつけないと死んじゃうぞ。
She has way less common sense than I do, so if you're not careful, you'll end up dead by her hands, too.
Holy shit! Into the negative. Aoko was 100% serious. It was her sincerity that made this all the more believable.
Yeah.
No. No. Obviously, there was no way the victim, Sojiro, could accept these terms.
待ってくれ。俺にはちっとも青崎がわからない。
Wait a minute. You're not making any sense, Aosuki.
監視するって言うけど、なんでそんな話になってるんだ？ 考えられる範囲、悪いこととかしてないし、そもそも俺を見張っても得なことなんて一個もないし、青崎はいろいろ間違ってる。
You stay up under your supervision, but why is that necessary? If you think about it, I haven't even done anything wrong, so there's really no point in keeping an eye on me. This has to be a misunderstanding.
いや、それとも魔術師っていうのはみんな青崎みたいなのか。
Oh, fuck. Is it... Are all mages like you, Aosaki? Arrogant and selfish were the words that the harmless boy's gaze seemed to imply. Oh. Go felt a headache coming on. Due to his innate easygoing persona, Sejiro had not thought to question that Aoko being a mage was out of the ordinary.
だからあ
I'm
ん
just
たが
thinking
そ
about
ういう風に誰はばかることなく私たちのことを言い
Mage
ふらさないか
society
を
is
見
so
張ってんじゃないこの常識なし。
That's the problem! We need to keep an eye on you so you don't go around saying things like that and blow our cover, you dunce!
Aoko flew out of her chair. She had been doing her best to keep her cool, but it seemed her well of patience had finally run dry. Witnessing Aoko snap, Sojiro clapped his hands together.
そうか。青崎が俺を殺そうとしたのは魔術師であることを隠さなくちゃいけないからだったっけ？
Oh, he finally got it. Oh, now I get it. The reason you tried to kill me was because you have to hide the fact that you're a mage.
うん、それならわかる。監視するのは青崎の秘密のことで、俺の命云々はおまけみたいなものか。
Okay, so if that's the case, then I get it. You're monitoring me to protect your secret, and not taking my life is your way of throwing me a bone.
そりゃ
Throwing me
法
a
律的
bone.
に言えばそうだけど身も蓋もないわねその言い方。
Aw.
I mean, those aren't the words I would use. But sure, it sounds a bit harsh when you put it that way.
けど、それはあまり意味がないんじゃないか？
But isn't this all a little unrealistic?
学校もあるし、バイトだってあるんだ。一日中この家から出ないわけにはいかないんだぞ。
I have school and work to go to. I can't just stay locked up inside this house all day. She's just so baffled. She's just so baffled. He's so simple. In an instant, Sojiro's objectivity had her stumped, leaving her at a loss for words. He honestly had no idea what position he was in. To believe that he had any sort of freedom at this point was shocking, to say the least.
いや落ち着け私話が早くなってある意味助かるし。
Just breathe, Aoko. If anything, it's supposed to speed things along.
Aoko somehow managed to compose herself. As a matter of fact, she never had any intention of imprisoning him. Stripping him of his freedom and incarcerating him would go against their agreement anyway. Besides, if she was going to go that far, it would be easier just to kill him. To Aoko, letting him live meant showing a modicum of respect to Sojiro's way of life.
もしかしてこの部屋から出ちゃいけない
Oh
のか？
god, he's, in the background he's like, no, I can't even leave the room, no. You're not saying, wait, don't tell me I can't even leave this room. A light bulb went off in his head as he blurted out what he was thinking. It appeared he had finally gotten the grim message. Aoko looked somewhat satisfied at his dismay.
大丈夫よ。監禁生活なんて面倒なことだけはしないから。
Relax. Locking you up would actually be more trouble than it's worth.
あなたの自由はそれなりに考慮してあります。そのあたりのさじ加減はアリスの手腕に任せてあるから、あなたは心配しなくていいわ。
Your freedom was taken into consideration. To what degree you are free will be left to the discretion of Alice and her abilities. So you won't have to worry about that.
Birds. Birds. He's gonna be followed by birds. And they're all gonna tweet.
Tweeting out his location at all times. Doxing him to all their followers. All their one follower, Alice Kuanji. See, it's funny because Twitter is outdated.
I wonder if it'll ever be back. Like, to Twitter. A gloomy look fell over Sojiro's face as he found his concern growing by the second.
いい。あなたの処遇はこの家に住むことを前提にした監視で、それも解決策が見つかるまでの期間限定。
Alright, look. Sparing your life is based on the premise that you will live in this house under supervision. And that's only until a more permanent solution is found.
何でもいいから目撃者を殺すなんてことより、こっちの方がよっぽど穏便でしょ?
A lot more amicable than just disposing of the witness, don't you think?
Do it.
だいたいこれは私とあなたとの約束なんだから、いちいち文句言わないでよね。ただでさえアリスとの冷戦が続いてて頭痛いんだから。
It's Cold War.
At any rate, this is my way of keeping our promise. So no complaining. This Cold War I'm waging with Alice is enough of a headache already.
She sighed as she stared Sojiro down as he lay on the bed.
けど勘違いはしないで。
But make no mistake.
ここじゃあんたの地位は最下層のさらに下。
Oh, that's why it's called. That's why the scene is called like a dog.
あの夜から私が握ってるんだから。あんたは私に所有されてるようなもんなの。
Your status here is the lowest of the low. Even lower than a dog's. Since that night, I'm the one to decide whether you live or die, which means you belong to me now.
さ、これで自分の立場、分かった?
Is that clear enough for you?
As Alice. What?
Wow, Makima's a lot nicer than I remember.
He's the new house pet. I haven't seen him.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't think that means what you think that means.
Wait, as
Alice? Yeah.
As Alice finished her declaration, Sojiro suddenly looked up at the ceiling so she would not.
Alice?
Yeah, I guess that's a typo there. As Aoko finished her declaration, Sojiro suddenly looked up at the ceiling so she would not notice his reaction. That side-eye. He meant no offense to Aoko, but he had to hide the fact that he fundamentally disagreed with her analogy. Where dogs, Sojiro! Oh my god. Look! If I shoot enough shots, one of them is gonna land, okay? No!
True, that is what you said about vampires in Stay Night, and then there was a vampire in Stay Night.
I didn't shoot enough! In Sojiro's opinion, it was disrespectful to both dogs and humans to call him lower than a dog. A more accurate analogy of their power dynamic would be that of a rabbit. And a wild boar. Oh, boar. I thought it said bear for a second and I got excited. A wild boar, hence why he chose not to voice this opinion. Unlike his apartment, the ceiling here was decorated with ornate patterns. Putting aside how he would be treated here in terms of lodging, it was a definite upgrade. Maybe it would not be all that bad. It's really interesting how ceilings are always noted as things that are looked at, you know? It makes sense though. Like, every time you wake up, what do you look at? The first thing? It's the ceiling.
You.
What?
Love you.
I love you. Like, even in the same house, my ceiling is very different from your ceiling.
Yeah.
Mine is like a popcorn ceiling, but like the pieces of paint are flattened a little bit. Yours is just a like rougher popcorn shape and has a bunch of like, what do you call the things? Like the square things that are lower? I think they're ducts or something.
No,
or
they're not.
hiding
They're
ducts?
not ducts.
Oh
But
no, it
yeah,
doesn't
like
even.
yeah.
Maybe it would not all be that bad. Maybe it would not be all that. Sejiro nodded slowly, as if to persuade himself, and
とりあえず命は助けてあげるから。
For the time being, I've decided to let you live.
that's what she had told him not 2 days ago.
あまり納得したくないけど、自分の立場は分かったよ。うん。確かにそんな約束だった。いろいろと言いたいことはあるけど、それは認めるしかない。
Well, I don't really accept what you're saying. I understand my position. I remember what you promised me now. There are lots of things I could disagree with, but I admit you did promise me at least that.
だけど、君たちと一緒に住めっていうのは本気なのか?
God, yeah, he just understood there's so much tension between the two people that already live there.
Yeah.
Are you really serious about me living with the two of you? I know you're pretty easygoing, but that girl seems pretty against it, and I'm not exactly... At that point, he zipped his lips. Why did... I'm so happy I don't have, like, hand tracking. I just, like, ran my finger across my lips like I was actually zipping them. Aoko's eyes were tinged with bloodlust.
あら、しずきくんはご不満?
Oh, please excuse me. I'm sorry to hear that you're dissatisfied with the arrangement.
I love that smile. It's so good. Her contrived smile, so obviously forced, struck despair into Sojiro's heart. Come to think of it, he vaguely recalled her warning to him to not make her repeat herself. Furthermore, as a practical matter, Sojiro Shizuki's life was now in the hands of Aoko Aozaki. It would be unwise to anger her further, he told himself, as if speaking to a third person.
いや、別に。だってそれ以外ないんだろ。
Not at all. I mean, what choice do I have anyway? What choice do I have anyway? None, Aoko said, with a firm nod of her head. Sojiro slumped his shoulders in surrender.
うん。青崎の言い分は分かった。
Alright, I understand you now, Aozaki.
ただ、一応聞いておきたいんだけど、俺の人権は
Do I have
ど
any
こに行ってし
human
まったんだろ
rights? That's a hell of a question there. Just let me ask you this one thing. Do I have any human rights?
バカね。そんな形
Oh
の
my
ないもの
god!
初めから
Oh my god!
つまん
Aoko!
ないこと言わないでよ。
Aoko!
Poor little Shizuki. You never had any in the first place. Now stop wasting my time with stupid questions.
Sojiro reflected upon her answer, now feeling like his question was, indeed, stupid. He should have already known the answer before he asked. But he already knew that.
そんな気はしてたんだ。目が覚める前から。
And that's what I thought. I had a feeling this was going to happen even before waking up. That wasn't his dream.
In the world of mages, no one has human rights. Not even mages. I'm like, kinda, but not really.
Not really. His muttering provoked a dubious stare from Aoko before she quickly retracted it. If she questioned every little thing he said, they would still be there until sundown.
とにかく納得いったみたいね。
Well, as long as you understand.
じゃあ次、いよいよ本題。今に移動するわよ。説明しなくちゃいけないことが山ほどあるんだから。
Now, we need to get down to brass tacks. Let's move to the drawing room. I have a ton of explaining to do. We never heard we need to get down to brass tacks?
Never. Was it popular in the 90s when TV came?
Yes. When the elevator was invented.
I don't know anything.
Can you stand on your own?
さっきから手を動かしてたから血は巡ってる。歩くぐらいならいけそうだ。
I was able to move my hands earlier, so blood is at least flowing. I should be able to walk.
そう、なら問題ないわね。
Good. You'll be fine then.
I don't know about that. With that, she turned her back and walked away from him. She had seen this bold form of hers many times before. Instantly, the memories flashed back to him like lightning. Like lightning, huh?
青崎はこういうやつだった。
No. I remember now.
Crack out up?
Aozaki I know. Yes. Without knowing it, he cracked a smile. He was so lost that he did not know. He was so lost that he didn't know his left from his right, but recalling this alone was enough to calm him. So good. The Aoko he knew was different from the one in the House of Mirrors. Since she was not that brooding girl he saw there, he felt a pang of nostalgia. The Aoko he knew was brisk in movement and unfaltering in gaze, just like this one. She was the same as when he first met her, moody yet overflowing with confidence, in her element.
ほら、急いだ。
Let's go! Chop chop!
アリスがさっきから今でお待ちかねよ。
Alice is waiting for us in the drawing room.
The tension returns. She was already outside the door, standing in the chilly corridor.
寝たきりの辛さを知らないだろう、青崎は。
You must not know what it's like to be bedridden, Aozaki. Grunting and groaning, Sojiro eventually got to his feet. Yeah, being bedridden really sucks. His body, heavy and stiff while he was lying down, cried out in pain as he tried to stand and walk. Every step sent shooting pains through his bones. Oh god, yeah, that's...
I'm sorry, sweetheart.
Oh, no, I love you.
I love you.
It's almost never that bad for me. Despite this.
That almost is doing quite a bit of work there.
Despite this, He put on a calm face and made his way toward Aoko. Typically, he was quick to not pay any mind to life's little struggles, but these pains, he needed to force himself to consciously ignore them. In other words, he was displaying false bravado, an uncharacteristic reaction for someone who never suppressed their true feelings.
驚いた。あんた本当にタフね。
Amazing. You really are tough, huh?
No!
ありがとう。
Amazing. You really are clumsy, huh?
Hey! Your Aoko voice is really... Thanks. It's just that my heart... Thanks. It's just my heart that's fragile. It's just my heart that's
参考
fragile.
までに心に留めておくわ。できるだけ優しく扱えるようにね。
Oh, yeah? So keep that in mind and try not to hurt your precious feelings.
Naturally, her voice was devoid of any true empathy. She turned away from the once dejected Sojiro and began walking briskly down the corridor.
と、
And...
Just then, she stopped. Her feet snapped together as if something had popped into her head. And just as if she was remembering something she had forgotten in a completely trivial way. Oh,
それじゃあ行くわよ。ついてきて、宗十郎。
Follow me, Sojiro.
oh, my mouth hurts from smiling. She gallantly turned back the way she was heading, the words sounding so natural as she spoke them. Aoko did not see the look in Sojiro's eyes as he heard her words. For though she worked in the arcane, the spell Aoko had woven was apparent to everyone but her. After blinking his eyes, as if blinded by something, Sojiro casually nodded and followed behind her.
Oh, she used first name.
Oh my god, she did. The sheer size. I keep forgetting it's a really big deal. The sheer size of the interior was daunting.
The level of using like an affectionate nickname.
The 3 floors of this mansion contained more rooms than Sojiro's entire apartment building. That's such a big change, isn't it?
Yeah.
Except
that's one I've never actually encountered in a place that I've lived.
Huh?
Like, I've never lived in a house with like... No, okay, that's actually... I grew up in a house that had a fuck ton of rooms in it, so maybe that's why I'm thinking about that like that.
I remember staying in like my aunt and uncle's place. It's actually really close to here, but far away from where I used to live. And I just remembered like looking at the basement, and there's like 4 guest rooms in the basement that are never used.
Okay, 4 is more excessive than my parents' house.
I just remember like thinking how wild that was. There's a second living room down there too. It's like, wow, it's so different. It's shocking.
You know, for if your guests have guests.
It's crazy. Except their size was excessive. Always feels like interesting, like being a single person living in a house that big. It's lonely, I assume. Just having all those empty rooms.
Yeah.
Here, the mansion's rooms seemed too numerous for so few inhabitants. Its lavish carpeted halls cold and dreary. The guest room that Sojiro had been sleeping in was on the 2nd floor of the east wing. A staircase leading down to the 1st floor was at the end of the corridor, at the center of the mansion. I keep thinking, like, it would be so much work to take care of a house that big, and then I forget that, like, people with houses that big have people they hire to take care of that.
Yup.
Winter sunlight beamed through the windows, which only made the empty corridor appear even lonelier. God, this is so beautiful. The center of the mansion was topped by a vaulted skylight overlooking the first floor. The staircase connecting the first and second floors lined its walls. Another staircase at the other end of the second floor corridor presumably led to an attic or storeroom of sorts on the third floor. Paying no mind to Sojiro's gawking, Aoko descended the stairs with familiar steps. The foyer was a place of white and wood grain. Its hardwood
When it's
floors...
that fancy, you probably call it a foyer.
Foyer. There we go. Foyer. Its hardwood floors shone brightly under the sunlight coming in from the ceiling, and the tall, white walls were spotless and brawny. There was a staircase leading to the second floor, and a long, unused fireplace. A neglected telephone sat on the table, opposite to a solemn grandfather clock. Oh, sorry, I'm just remembering the story I wrote with the clock.
Grandfather clocks and loneliness and whatnot.
It's interesting, huh?
Yeah.
It was more like an old castle than a mansion. Aoko shot Sojiro a callous stare. She stood captivated by the otherworldly scenery. He's just baffled by this place. Of course he would be.
Hey, snap out of it. The drawing room is this way.
It's another world, right? It's so different from the city even. Because the city is about, like, lots of people living in an area.
But this is such a large area for essentially no one.
Mm-hmm. And it has the capacity for all these people, but they're not there. That's... God, especially for Sojiro, that must be, like... It is a really lonely place.
This is enough room for literally everyone from my village to live peacefully. Away from all the werebears and weredeers.
Are there even were creatures in the Nasuverse? Is that a thing? Don't tell me. But... She grabbed the knob of the door next to the stairs. There were 4 doors to the foyer, and the easternmost as you entered the house led to the drawing room. The door on the opposite side of the foyer led to the mansion's west wing. It's just one wing. And the south was the entrance. On the north side was one more door next to the fireplace. Tucked underneath the stairs, this door connected to a bathroom, unbeknownst to Sojiro. How many bathrooms is the question? Due to the lack of windows, the first floor's corridors were not well lit. If the second floor was a seldom attended infirmary, and the foyer a stairwell in some foreign castle, then the first floor corridor was a windowless labyrinth, not unlike the corridors of a hotel. Although it had not been long since Sojiro came to the city, even he could feel this place was out of the ordinary. Absolutely. Seeing how he was going to be stuck here for the foreseeable future, he found it hard to get excited about living in a haunted house. It does feel haunted. It does. Oh yeah, I forgot. There's little rumors about that.
Yeah.
そこが今で奥が厨房ね。簡単な料理ぐらいはできるようになってるから。
So, that's the drawing room. A little farther down is the kitchen. It's fine for cooking simple meals.
It's house tour time.
今の隣にはサンルームがあるんだけど、ここが食卓の代わり。
Oh my god, I just realized.
Oh yeah, the sunroom.
Aoko has always been rich, hasn't she?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Because she was from a, like, famous mage family, or from, like, a really important mage family, right?
They always have money.
Yeah.
Here, next to the drawing room, is the sunroom, which we use as a dining room. We'll get into that later.
Here, next to the drawing room, is the room,
I don't
which
know
we
why.
use as a dining room. We'll get into that later.
I don't know why, that just happens sometimes. My brain is just like, there's a line, it hasn't been read yet. I'll just read it. Aoko said,
no, I mean,
reaching for a
probably
door.
because your brain is like, oh god, why isn't it read yet? It must be me. I get that too.
Well, the thing is, I read subtitles out loud sometimes, because I'm so used to it. Like when we're watching anime, I just start reading it. Me and Wise watched, like, The Answer in the UBW anime again, and I was just like, I started reading the subtitles.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I'm not dubbing it. However, she paused before turning the knob. She flashed Sojiro a meaningful glance, which she quickly withdrew. Then, without further ado, she opened the door.
Warning that Alice is in there.
Oh yeah, she is! Sorry for the wait. Oh,
sorry for the wait. Again. He's on board.
Sorry, the heat is getting to me.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You might want to just say fuck it, turn on Arcaic's voice for a little bit, and see how it does with the AC.
Nah. I just can't.
Come on, if the heat is getting to you that bad.
Wait, what's the temperature outside? I might just be able to open my window real quick. What we're going to do is install an AC unit in the
living room.
That should help a lot. Oh, it's hot and raining outside. It's the humidity that's getting to me. Okay.
Ah, the humidity will get you, not the heat.
Yep.
You know,
to Alice.
it's the humidity that'll get you, not
the
heat.
Humidity is the fucking worst. The dehumidifier in the basement helped, but we need to install the one in the living room too.
Not the heat.
After hesitating for a moment, Sojiro entered after her. Compared to the corridor, the drawing room was unexpectedly modern. Yeah, modern!
Yeah. It's got a TV
had TV
and everything.
In the 90s!
The 80s, actually.
Oh my god, they had TV in the 80s! Look, from that realization earlier that they had TV in the 90s, my brain just classified it as invented in the 90s, which is really stupid.
It's adorable.
I love you.
I love you.
It's also really interesting seeing like tube TVs and how big they are. Our roommate has one and it's actually really cool.
Yeah. Also tube TVs.
Is that what they're called? I don't know. I don't remember.
I mean CRTs is just
CRTs? I know we used to have a computer monitor CRT. I wonder if it's still there in New Jersey.
Probably.
The carpeted floor, leather sofas, and a large 30-inch television were more of what Sojiro had come to expect in a normal home. In this family-oriented room, a girl far removed from said setting sat quietly on the sofa. Toko is just there.
You think Toko is far removed from, like, a TV?
No, not at all. That would just be really funny. You know what it reminds me of? Kide coming to the Emiya household.
Yeah.
And sheer not expecting itness. Aoko sat on the sofa across from the girl in all black. This gave Sojiro 2 seating options. Oh god, if this were a non-kinetic fan, there would be a choice here, wouldn't there?
A choice to die by sitting next to Alice.
Next to Aoko Alzaki. Or next to Alice Kuonji. For a second I thought a choice was actually going to flash up. Oh my god! The secret third option! No one! The wall! After about 2 seconds of deliberation, he decided to stand by the wall, as neither option appealed. Aoko and Alice were facing each other across the coffee table. The clean, perfectly level table somehow added to the austere atmosphere. I love that wink! I love that wink.
And since you agreed, you shouldn't have any objections. Right, Alice?
Alice gave one deep nod in response to her non-question. From his position against the wall, they looked as though they were clearing up some niggling grievance. Sojiro got the feeling that the two did not entirely see eye to eye concerning what to do with him.
そうね。原因も究明しないといけないし。
I suppose not, but we still need to investigate the cause. She cast a sideways look at Sojiro. With those darkly shaded eyes of hers. Her voice showed the same cold indifference, making it abundantly clear that she had no intention of accepting him as a housemate.
けれど、あなたはそれでいいの?
And you're fine with this?
遊園地でのことを忘れてはいないでしょ?
I do hope you haven't forgotten about what happened at the amusement park. Alice's voice was a mixture of judgment and scrutiny. She was aware that from an outsider's perspective, she and Aoko appeared dangerous. She wanted to know if Sojiro was up for the challenge of living with such people.
そりゃ夢だと思い込みたいけど、ちゃんと覚えてるし。できるだけ無事に済ませるには、これが一番無難そうだ。
Oh my god. I wish it had been all been a bad dream, but I remember it perfectly. Above all else, it was the only way they would let him live. Alice responded apathetically with a non-committal murmur. She silently placed a small object on the table with a clink. Oh. Alarm. What's that? Oh, it's so beautiful!
Oh, the bottle.
She pulled her pale fingers away from a small glass bottle. The glass, more pale blue than transparent, was enough to signify its high quality. With a crane-like motion, she removed the stopper. No, the fireworks are starting! No! even though this was the first time he'd seen such a thing, something about it made him feel uneasy. No! Another menu. Was it that
That's
it
really
made him
just
sad?
what we should expect at this point.
Alco standoffish behavior only added to his concern. Alice, once again, fixed her eyes on Sojiro, who was bracing himself for the worst. The glint in her eyes was bewitching. With not a single emotion apparent on her face, she called his name.
Shizuki-kun.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Shizuki-kun. Did he get bottled again? The moment he responded to her whispered call, his surroundings began to transform. The air grew thick, so thick that it took on a color and shape. The density.
Time chamber.
The density and discomfort that coiled around his skin made it seem like the air had become words. That's a good description. Opening his mouth to gasp for air, the words invaded his lungs. Instinctively, he covered his mouth with his right hand and clutched his chest with his left, both hands appearing clear as mud. Even the thickest of mountain fogs had never seized his senses like this.
Certain death.
That's what red is, right? If he'd come up with an analogy. No words would quite describe it, but it was like he was standing in the pages of a newspaper.
Oh shit, because it's a story!
Oh yeah, because we can... Oh, that's Alice there.
Because of her word magic.
That's so cool.
Wait,
so
it's
cool.
Alice? What?
Wait, no, that's Alco. It's hard to tell with the
she's giant.
The first sense to adjust to was his new sensation, to this new sensation was his hearing. Then his breathing stabilized, yet the feeling of suffocation remained. There was nothing restraining him that he could see, but he felt an intense claustrophobia. Before he'd even felt shock at the sudden change, he reached out in an attempt to find an escape. But his outstretched hands found only emptiness. It seemed contradictory that a place with no walls and a wide view could feel so cramped. Spirited away in a dense fog. Back in the mountains, such superstitions never seemed real to him. Until now. And then, he finally noticed a surprise to be all surprises. The drawing room had not changed into another world at all. He knew this for certain because he could still see the room that he was just in through the fog, as well as the two girls, Oko Ozaki and Alice Kunoji, watching him closely. Kuonji. It was simply a problem of perspective.
It's a matter of perspective, really.
Oh, look at the walls of the bottle there. The floor was dark and perfectly flat. Looking up, there the two of them stood. The two girls were like two impossibly gargantuan clouds, coldly looking down at him. Remembering the structure of the room and layout of the furniture, Sojiro's unsurpassed candor finally grasped his predicament.
Candor.
The parade at the amusement park had nothing on this. That's
You okay?
terrifying. Yeah, this is so good. The way Nasi writes magic is so good. It's so captivating.
Yeah.
Somehow, he was inside the glass bottle that Alice Kuonji produced only moments ago.
図らずも
That was unexpected.
Marveling at Alice's wickedness, Aoko glanced at the small bottle on the table.
2日前の夜と同じ状況になったわね。今回そいつは起きてるけど。
It's the same as 2 nights ago. Only this time he's awake.
Aoko calmly mused. Alice, however, was not looking down at the bottle. Instead, her eyes were locked on
意
Aoko.
外ね。青子は怒ると思ってたの。
I'm surprised. I thought you would be upset.
いや、私も似たようなこと考えてたから。
Bottle cheesy.
Not really. I thought about doing something similar.
少しは魔術ってもんを思い知らせておかないと困るでしょ。
You needed to be taught a little lesson about magecraft anyway.
アリスがやってくれるなら止めはしないし、怒りもしないわ。
Saving me the trouble, to tell the truth. I'm not even mad.
ま、こっちが予定していたものより何倍もめちゃくちゃだけど。
God, poor
So,
he's been through so
This
much.
is hardcore, even for me.
He's been through so much in the past 3 days.
And he
He's
gets
been
bottled
almost
with
killed.
giant women coldly staring at him.
He's been he's been through the amusement park. He's been through. Well, he doesn't even know that Alice tried to kill. Aoko did not take her eyes off the bottle as she spoke. Although she did her best to feign indifference towards Alice's magecraft, she could not completely hide her curiosity. The figure inside the bottle, likely having caught on to what was happening, tried various things like flailing its arms and sprinting around. God, this is so horrifying though. Like from inside. The surface of the
Just
bottle
whoop,
was
you're
clouded.
trapped. Nothing you can do. Fuck you.
Like it seemed almost peaceful when Aoko did it while he was sleeping, but here it was terrifying.
Well, yeah, because he's awake.
Mm-hmm. Some things you're meant to be asleep for. The surface of the bottle was cloudy, so it was hard to make out exactly what was happening inside.
ところで、これって私にくれたやつとは別物みたいだけど。
By the way, this looks totally different from the one you gave me.
Does it work with any bottle?
あれより作りは細かいわ。
This one took more time to create.
青子にあげたのは使い捨ての隔離するだけのものよ。これはお互いの声も聞こえるから。
The one I gave you was disposable and only made to isolate the subject. This one allows for two-way communication.
へえ。けど、その割には何の反応もないわね。
Yeah, he's a little preoccupied right now.
Really? He doesn't seem to be replying, though.
青子には聞こえないだけよ。
You just can't hear him. Alice said calmly, finally dropping her gaze to the bottle. Just then, the figure inside stopped moving. It appeared only Alice had a connection to the world inside the bottle.
なんだ、術者にしか特典がない。
Lame. Caster gets to have fun.
No! Aoko sighed, losing interest.
Did you menu?
That wasn't a menu. I hit it at the perfect time, so it's fine! No, that doesn't count! Ignoring Aoko, Alice opened her mouth as if to speak to someone not altogether there.
どう？これでも一番無難だと思
God,
う。
that perspective is so good. How about still think it's the safest option. The person she was talking to was none other than the one inside the bottle.
I mean, compared to death.
Take this. No, it doesn't work.
Like, yeah.
It was her way of testing the boy who implied that living in this mansion seems safe. Wait, does he live in the bottle now?
いきなり小瓶に閉じ込めて聞き返すあたり容赦ないというかこの子の洋館への執着の問題よね。
Suddenly, trapping him in a bottle and interrogating him is pretty ruthless. Or suddenly trapping him in a bottle and interrogating him is pretty ruthless. Even more worrisome is her attachment to this mansion.
Oh my god, is it? Then again, considering Aoko had invited this witness to a house of mirrors for a fight to the death, she was in no position to criticize. She would make sure Alice did not let her emotions get the best of her, but for now, she was content to observe as a bystander. After a moment, Alice's expression changed. She must have gotten an answer to her question. Without any way to tell what the situation inside the bottle was, Aoko had no idea what the answer was, however. Only that Alice's face was the one she had made when the boy she was talking to said what she wanted to hear. What's going on in the bottle? I want to know.
He probably said something stupid and simple. Brilliantly simple, that is.
I suppose I'm not one to talk, but... For an instant, she glanced at Aoko. Slightly shaking her head, she reached for the small bottle. Strange one. The first scene title. This Shizuki is quite a strange one. She said his name with what seemed like a forlorn frown. As soon as she removed the stopper, the air in the room quivered. The boy, who had been casting a shadow on the wall until a minute ago, now leaned against it for support again. So she wanted to have a private conversation with him. I see. Aoko turned around to face Sojiro right behind her, resting her elbow over the back of the sofa.
How do you feel?
見ての通り、めちゃくちゃだ。
Her expression.
Oh my god, she's got the expression! She's got the expression! I love that face. I think that's my favorite Aoko face. I've said it a few times. What does it look like? Messed up. Sojiro answered with unusual hostility. Aoko was reminded of his strange behavior, as she was sure that he would be scared or shocked, not angry.
夢で似たようなものを見てなかったら、今頃心臓が止まってたところだ。そこはついてたと思う。
If I hadn't already seen something similar in a dream, my heart probably would have stopped. I'm lucky it didn't.
信じられないのは、なんでいちいち実践するかってことだ。魔術は怖いものなんだって言えば済むだろうに。それと、物騒な青崎の声、聞こえてたぞ。
Oh my god. What I can't believe is that you felt the need to use magecraft on me. You could have just said that it was scary and left it at that. Plus, I could hear the threatening things you said, Aozaki.
物騒で悪うございました。
My sincerest apologies.
けど、言葉じゃなくてきちんと実感してもらいたかったのは本当よ。
But it is true that I wanted you to feel it for yourself.
どう？魔術ってもんを甘く見てたでしょ、宗十郎。
At least now you'll take Magecraft seriously, won't you, Sojiro?
I think he would have taken it seriously after the amusement park, honestly. I think. As much as he hated to admit it, she was right. Though, it was not that he had taken Magecraft lightly, but merely that he couldn't understand it.
けど、実感云々言われても困る。
I still really don't get it, though, even after that experience.
これまでの青崎の無茶っぷりと、今のわけのわからなさはとても比べられない。
Compared to the crazy stuff I've seen you do, Aozaki, whatever the heck just happened to me was hardly unbelievable.
そりゃそうよ。
Yeah.
アリスと比べないでよね。
Yeah. Like, she just blew up the moon? That's kind of big. It wasn't the real moon, but still.
What? Of course not! This and I are totally different.
アリスの魔術は私たちの中でもデタラメで、もう言葉にできないぐらい最悪なんだでしょ
Oh my god.
I already told you. Even in
Unspeakably
our world, her
horrible.
Magecraft is considered over the top and unspeakably horrible.
Oh no, breadmen are kind of fucked up, aren't they?
Yeah.
失礼ね。人命を脅かすという
They
点
were
なら、
horrifying,
青子の方
genuinely.
がよっぽどひどいと思うけど。
How rude. When it comes to which of us is more of a threat to human life, I think you're far more dangerous than me.
それよりあなた、本当に彼を殺す気はあったの？
And that's beside the point. I'm starting to harbor doubts about you even wanting to kill him in the first place.
一体どんな追い詰め方をすれば、青崎なら多分安全
You think?
なんて言葉が返ってくるのかしらね。
You must have been pretty soft on him to say that he believes he's safe here.
そんなのはあったに決まってるでしょ
Of course they wanted to kill him.
Of course I wanted to kill him.
こいつがなんて言ったか知らないけど、絶対意味違うから。
I don't know what he's told you, but you've got it all twisted.
こいつはね、
Oh, the
そもそも
blush.
何が危
The
ないのか
Oh,
slight
the blush.
blush.
It's so good. It's so good.
This guy doesn't realize he's in danger until he gets burned.
っていうか、やけどしても、よし、死ななきゃ安い。なんて
It's
本気
true
で思う
though.
天然ボケなの。
That's our Shizuki. That's
He'd
our
probably think,
Sono-G.
well, at least I'm still alive and whistle all the way home.
ね、そうでしょ、宗十郎。
Isn't that right, Sojiro?
Huh? That was like that, huh? He had no idea why she was suddenly shouting, but he nodded anyway just to be safe. The drawing room had become awfully noisy. No! Alice sat watching the two at a complete loss. Oh god, this is so good. How long is this scene is left? Because I am getting tired, but if there's not much left, I want to push through it, you know? Because we're pretty close. I think. I don't know. It's weird not having you know, because you usually know.
Yeah, it's weird not being able to,
Check the
just-
flowchart.
check. Yeah. Well, it's not the flowchart.
Well, it
'cause
wouldn't
the
be a
flowchart
flowchart
just
here,
shows
'cause it's a
scenes.
kinetic view.
Well, I mean, even then, in Stay Night, the flowchart only showed scenes. It didn't show how long the scenes were.
Oh wow, you've been
It
going
was
for
the text VN.
like about 3.5 hours almost. That's crazy.
Yeah. I guess we should probably take this as our moment.
Yeah, I usually lean towards that, especially because I want to be there and present for the scenes fully.
Yeah.
We should have the humidity problem solved next stream. But I think we both agreed we want to slow the pacing down just slightly, so we can make sure we can be present for everything.
We want to slow it down hella because we weren't having fun. Like, last stream was great and all, but I was super disconnected outside of the biggest moments, and it took me a while to realize why. And it was, oh shit, we're not discussing, we're not, like, talking it through, all of it. And it's like, well, that might have been better content, better pacing for, like, reaction stuff. Like, if we don't enjoy what we're doing, we're gonna get burnt out and not do it anymore, so...
Like, the talks this stream were great. I love that.
Yeah.
And I love you.
I love you.
I was in that great, like, really good tired spot last stream where I really enjoyed it. It was really good. But I was sad that I didn't talk about things more, and when I get tired like that, I can't as much. I lose the, like, analysis skills that I have, you know?
Yeah.
Which I don't have many, but they kind of exist.
Do.
So let's go ahead and save.
You've been building them the hell up since Stay Night.
Thank you.
Since your life started in Fate Stay Night.
Fate Stay Night is great Stay Night. I was searching there for a bit. Alright, so...
yeah, we're gonna try for Tuesday. Is I think what we wanna announce here at the end here.
I think so. So the thing is,
just because we missed yesterday.
Yep, and also so normal Mihoyo times Wednesdays.
Oh, and thank you. Right, that's a big important thing. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Watching live, chatting or lurking, watching along in the VODs or on YouTube.
Yeah,
like,
and thank you for the 500
Everyone
on
is
YouTube
appreciated.
still. And yeah, like, subscribe, comment, all the things. I'm like, actually stopping and talking about things has been really great. I'm feeling so much more invested, like, even now.
Hell yeah.
So we're gonna do that more. We're gonna have more talks.
We're absolutely
it's the music too. The music and the art and the it's all so good.
Everything. Yeah.
Also the bottle magic is so cool.
Bottle.
I just love how the dream I love the little talks and the wrap-ups times. I love the dream too. How it just incorporated everything, and she was just there in the mountains. It was so good.
She was a mountain. Gigantic Aoko. I have heard theories that Nasu is into giant women. I understand.
It's very likely from what I've heard.
Yeah, Nasu moment. Yeah.
Nasu moment.
I understand the theories, that is.
Is that a theory?
A giantess theory.
Thanks for watching!
Thanks for staring directly up with your jaw on the ground.
What the fuck? Yeah, I'll see y'all on... yeah.
Alright, well.
We'll get there. It's...
Sounds fun.
It's fun to see.
You excited?
Thank you for being here. I'm so excited for Yo.
Oh, I meant for getting to the giant woman theory.
What the fuck? Oh, is it Fico? Oh, just in general. Also,
yeah, there's a few products left over.
They mentioned bears. They mentioned bears. I wasn't wrong. Not really.
Yes,
It was just a metaphor. It was just a metaphor. I'm definitely wrong. I'm always wrong, except when I'm not. The fighter jet. But yeah, have a good night, everyone. I'm gonna go down to the basement where we actually have a dehumidifier and actually be able to exist again.
Rip.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night, good life. I've been twitch.tv/Vimicule. Bye.
Bye-bye.